there he is. He worked the state tournament last year.
Oh, really?
Huh? Wearing his T-shirt.
Or did he just go? He just went and watched.
That's possible, too.
You ready to start?
Sure.
Okay, I'll give you some background music there, John.
I kind of like the stuff in the parking lot.
Yeah, I got to be careful with that. Did you hear Greencastle got their broadcast pulled because new kid in town was playing?
Yeah, I heard. I guess they have software that can hear that in the background.
Yes.
Wow.
They cut them right off. All the music is okay.
Yeah, you're off the air.
Yeah. Okay.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Trojan Stadium here in Chambersburg for what may not necessarily be the first, but certainly, Ed, one of the few Franklin County boys soccer games ever being broadcast on the radio. I'm John Freeman with you, along with Ed Gottwals. We'll be here to bring you all the action as the Greencastle Antrim Blue Devils take on the Chambersburg Trojans in a game, Ed, that should be a pretty interesting mid-pen crossover game.
Well, they played each other in a scrimmage game and it ended a 1-1 tie, and I think both people I talked to from either side said that Greencastle had the better play in that game. I think both teams have progressed since then. I think it's definitely going to be a close game, I think. No idea who might win, but that's why we're here. It's going to be a pretty cool experience.
Yeah, both teams come into the game as they wrap up their regular season. Both teams with very successful regular seasons so far. Greencastle, so far here in the 2017 season, 15-2, 11-0 in the Colonial Division. They wrapped up a Colonial Division title Thursday with a win 4-1 over Waynesboro. The fourth straight time Greencastle has won the Colonial Division. And also at Chambersburg put together a pretty nice season as well. They certainly have to be happy with it. 10 wins, 3 losses, 3 ties. Last time out, Chambersburg defeated Redland on Thursday by a score of 3-2. But prior to that, Chambersburg had a couple of really big wins in the Commonwealth Division over State College and Cumberland Valley.
Yeah, they finished 8-2-2 in the division, which is going to be good enough for second place, which is not bad. I mean, I'm sure they would have liked to have first, obviously, but second in that division is not bad at all.
Kind of like football, the Commonwealth, very strong soccer division, and actually Greencastle will see the winner of that division, I believe, was Cumberland Valley, correct?
No, State College.
State College, okay. So
yep.
Greencastle will face State College on Tuesday in a game in Greencastle in the Mid-Penn Conference semifinals. Ed, Greencastle comes into this game with led pretty much by senior Brandon Stuhler, at least on the goal-scoring end. But all in all, it's a pretty even team, other than that, scoring-wise for Greencastle. 9 seniors, a senior-dominated team for Greencastle, but usually at the end of the day, when they need a goal, they're looking for Brandon Stuhler.
Yeah, he's a very talented striker. I mean, you see him play basketball, you know he's got great coordination, speed, anticipation, all the kind of things you'd need to have for a striker. And he's put 29 goals into the net this year. That's a very nice total. Now, I'm going to say Greencastle's Colonial Division schedule was not too strong this year. The league was a little down, but they've played a great non-league schedule, so it's not like he hasn't seen good defenses this year.
Yeah, the 2 losses, as Ed said, Greencastle has played a pretty challenging out-of-division schedule. Greencastle's 2 losses this year to Lower Dauphin and Susquehannock. And if you look at the District 3 power rankings for AAA, you'll see those two teams are number 1 and number 2. So
and Greencastle number 3.
Number 3, exactly. Greencastle number 3 in the 3A bracket. Chambersburg itself, Chambersburg number 5 in the Quad A. So both teams will be going to the district playoffs, which get underway next week. Likely both teams will have a home game. Top 8 will get a home game. Greencastle pretty safely in that top 8. Chambersburg at number 5. I think even with a loss here, I don't really see any way they can fall out of that top 8. So both of these schools will host a first-round District 3 playoff game next, I believe it's next Monday and Tuesday is when those games will be played. So we're almost set for action here. We'll be getting underway in about a little less than 10 minutes. So we're going to take a break right now, and we'll be back to further talk about this game. You're listening to Blue Devil Boys Soccer and Chambersburg Trojan Boys Soccer on WRGG 93.7 FM, WRGG.org, and also at midpennbroadcasting.com.
Everybody likes having more room. Sometimes it's your living space at home, but sometimes it could be finding more room in your budget. That's why F&M Trust offers the home equity loan and the home equity line of credit. The loan helps with home improvements, and the line of credit adds in more flexibility for future purchases. Either home equity choice will help with consolidating bills, too. Right now, F&M Trust has great low home equity rates, so you can add more room just the way you like. Learn more at fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Had an auto accident? It's common to wonder how things could have turned out differently, if only.
No regrets.
If only you had Erie Insurance. With Erie, instead of regrets, you can focus on putting your mishap behind you. With an Erie Rate Lock auto policy, your rate won't take a hit, no matter what. It stays put until you change a car, driver, or address. People who treat you fairly, legendary service, great rates. That's what it means to have seriously good insurance for your auto, home, or business. Erie Insurance. See for yourself why Erie received the J.D. Power Award for highest in customer satisfaction with the auto insurance purchase experience 3 years in a row.
Your Erie agent in Greencastle and Waynesboro is Antrim Insurance Agency. Get a quote at AntrimInspa.com.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Limited to 3 years in Virginia. Other conditions and limitations at ErieInsurance.com. For J.D. Power Award information, go to JDPower.com.
Erie Insurance.
Football fans love two things: supporting their team and the Ford F-150 at Keystone Ford. Eagles fans love its best-in-class payload. Baltimore Raven fans like the F-150's efficiency with best-in-class gas mileage. And Washington fans, well, they love the Keystone Ford price. Steelers fans like defense and the F-150's 5-star crash test rating. Regardless of your team, we've got your truck. We're Keystone Ford, a dealer for you, the people.
Most companies ask for applicants with experience, but where do you get that unless someone gives you a job? Let the U.S. Air Force help. We offer comprehensive job training in over 140 specialties, and we'll help with education costs to finish your degree. Gain unmatched experience for your untapped potential with the United States Air Force. Call 1-800-423-USAF or visit www.airforce.com. This message brought to you by Technical Sergeant Kevin Patrick of the United States Air Force and Mid-Penn Broadcasting.
Let the proven experts at Greencastle Notary Services handle your vehicle title and tag needs for Pennsylvania and Maryland. Instant registration for Pennsylvania, ATV and boat registration for Pennsylvania only. Greencastle Notary Services can take care of all your vehicle documentation needs. Greencastle Notary Services is conveniently located in downtown Greencastle near the post office at 38 East Baltimore Street. Open Monday through Friday 9 to 6, Saturday 10 to 1. Phone 717-597-3600.
Welcome back to Trojan Stadium on a gray sky Saturday morning as we're just about set for the Chambersburg Trojans and Greencastle Antrim Blue Devils getting underway here in Mid-Penn Mid-Penn Conference crossover soccer action. Ed, we talked a little bit about Greencastle before the break and Brandon Stoller. When you look to Chambersburg, I think you kind of look at Asher Swartz. He's kind of the similar in style to Brandon Stoller. He's the big goal scorer for them.
Yeah, he's scored in about 5 straight games now at the end of the season against some pretty good teams, so he's kind of in a good groove. Little different kind of player than Stoller. I don't think he's quite as quick, but he's bigger, and he He can hold the ball. He's kind of like a target man for them. He can hold the ball and turn it. And he's just the games that I'm aware of. He's when he gets a good opportunity, he finishes frequently, which is what you need a striker to do, obviously.
As we said, these two teams met back in late August, a scrimmage, not an official game, but the two teams scrimmaged. It was a 1-1 tie, a pretty physical affair, I think you would say, and that's kind of what you see when Greencastle and Chambersburg get together, kind of a rivalry game as Greencastle looks to take on the big boys from the city to the north. So this should be we expect a pretty good game here, and we'll see how things go. Before we get under,
just to make sure that doesn't mean dirty.
No, right? Oh yeah.
They just play each other very tough.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
Because I wouldn't say either team is. Like that. That's not their style of play at
all.
Oh, yeah.
But
they're going to go after it.
Yeah, they definitely will. Take a look at the starting lineups here this morning for this contest. In goal for Chambersburg will be number 1, Andrew Armstrong. The defensive line for Chambersburg will consist of Emmanuel Hewitt, Jose or Josia Chacon, Aaron Maynard, Luke Myers. Midfielders for Chambersburg will be number 10, Connor Nieweck. Griffin Redding will patrol the middle of the field for Chambersburg. He's number 5, Tyler Luther on the right side. Number 14 up front for Chambersburg, we will see Amin Butler, number 2. Asher Schwartz, as we talked about, number 35, the striker for this Chambersburg team. And Chuy Munoz will also be up front for Chambersburg. I believe we're getting set for the national anthem. And I think we'll kind of go with that. Okay, let's do a break, and we'll come back with the start of the game. We'll have Greencastle's lineup, and we'll be right back after this.
Fall is fabulous in Franklin County, whether it is in your own backyard or as a weekend getaway. Lots of apples, pumpkins, hay mazes, hay rides, fall foliage, festivals, and more. Saturday, October 21st is Apple Fest in downtown Chambersburg, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Everything apples, artisans, art, fun, entertainment by finalists of this year's Acapella and Unplugged. Fun for the whole family. Then try to find your way out of a 10-acre corn maze at Country Creek Produce Farm on Enter Road in Chambersburg. Great fall fun is waiting in Franklin County. For more to see and do, visit explorefranklincountypa.com.
Hi, I'm Greg Kennedy, General Manager, Blaze Alexander Chevrolet in Greencastle. Due to record-breaking sales the past 3 months, we're bringing back cash for junkers. Push, pull, or drag it in, and you'll receive $34.50 over fair condition KBB, minus recondition. If you don't have a junker, no problem. We'll still give you $34.50 over fair condition KBB for your current vehicle. Over $17,000 off a new 2017 Silverado 1500, stock number G2403. 0% financing available in everything, including the redesigned 18 Traverse. Our used vehicle super center with over 2,500 pre-owned available. Over 1,000 new Chevys available. We offer free PA state inspections for everyone. Free service loaners. Free Saturday car washes from 9 to 12. And with the credit doctors Mike and Nate, everybody drives. The lowest prices online at blazechevy.com. The price you see is the price you pay. If you don't have a Blaze Alexander logo in the back of your vehicle, you paid too much. This is why we're the area's #1 volume Chevy dealer. By taking deals the other guys won't. Blaze Alexander Chevrolet in Greencastle. Find new roads.
Se habla español.
Del Martin Incorporated, a full-service advertising agency, has been serving the tri-state area for 35 years. We specialize in screen printing and embroidered clothing. Del Martin Incorporated supplies a full range of brand-name uniforms for athletic, work, and medical applications, and a full line of advertising essentials. We have an in-house artist ready to put your ideas to work for you. T-shirts for schools, clubs, churches, and events. Del Martin Incorporated, 21 Sarah Susan Lane, Greencastle. Phone 717-597-5751 or online at delprint.com.
You can count on Premier HVAC Services of Greencastle for all your heating and cooling needs. Same-day service, free estimates, 24-hour emergency services, and free second opinions. Phone 717-597-9900 or visit us online at premierhvacpa.com. Premier HVAC Services of Greencastle, your local heating and air conditioning professionals.
And welcome back to Trojan Stadium. Just about ready to get underway here in this game between Chambersburg and Greencastle. Ed, we looked at the Chambersburg lineup. Now let's take a look at the Greencastle lineup. Starting in goal this morning for the Blue Devils will be number 1, Bryson Robinson. The back line for Greencastle on defense will consist of Ben Freeman, Ian Gelsinger, Avery Wenger, and Tyler Hazel. In the midfield on the outside, we'll see Jason Freeman and Taylor Noblet. Midfield in the middle for Greencastle will be Josh Klein and Caleb Hurley. Up front for Greencastle, Jared Rohrbaugh and Brandon Stuhler. And like we said, Ed, for this Greencastle team, a senior-dominated lineup.
Yeah, they were pretty good last year, and there's a lot of juniors starting, and you just kind of knew that this was going to be a big year for them.
So 3 seniors in the starting lineup for Greencastle, 3 juniors in the starting lineup for Greencastle. Both teams right now at the center of the field being announced to a sparse crowd, I guess we'll call it. Maybe everybody's at home listening to this game on the radio. But we're just about ready to get underway. The officials are out there with the players, and we'll be ready here to kick things off. And I believe now we will be rising and listening to our national anthem. And we are just about ready to get underway here from Trojan Stadium as the Trojans and Blue Devils about to get things underway. Final regular season game for Greencastle. I believe it is for Chambersburg as well.
That's correct.
As Chambersburg, like we said, will have next week off as they prepare for the PIAA District 3 playoffs. Greencastle with that game on Tuesday at home as they will host State College in the semifinals of the Mid-Penn Conference Tournament. The winner of that game will go on to face the winner of the Keystone and Capital Division for the Mid-Penn Conference title. And then, like as we said, both teams getting ready for district play, which gets underway on the 23rd and 24th.
Yeah, Greencastle would play the 23rd, Chambersburg would play the 24th. And you had mentioned early, I don't think Greencastle's probably, no matter what happens this morning, I don't think they're going to move from number 3. And so they'll definitely have a home game. Chambersburg is in number 5. If they lose, they could drop down a little bit, but I still think they're going to stay in the top 8. And I don't think they can really move up more than 1. So either way, I think both teams expect to get a home game for first round, which is obviously very nice. Big advantage.
Yeah, given the size of District 3 and where teams can come from, I mean, you can end up playing a team out of Berks County. That's.
Yep.
I know you've made a lot of trips to Berks County, the far end. I mean, we're here on the far western edge of District 3, and, you know, the district extends all the way out to Reading, basically. So a lot of distance to cover, and hopefully a team will have to make a long trip to get here and play in a district game. We are underway here from Trojan Stadium. Chambersburg with possession of the ball. That's number 3 with it, Hewitt. Chambersburg working the ball around the defensive line, looking to set up their offense. Far side with it now. That's Myers. He goes up the field. It's deflected off a foot and goes out of bounds off a Greencastle foot. So Chambersburg will have a throw in here at the 39-minute and 30-second mark.
These teams will have a fairly similar look. Chambersburg is going to go with a 4-3-3 formation. Greencastle going to go 4-4-2, and we'll see how things play out. I think Greencastle pretty much sticks with that formation. Chambersburg may go to a little bit different depending on how the game progresses.
Ball kicked back onto the Chambersburg side, then kicked out of bounds by Chacon. Throw in for Greencastle Stuhler will take it for Greencastle. No, he'll leave it for Jason Freeman as Greencastle looks to set the offense. Throw into Rohrbaugh. Jared Rohrbaugh with the ball. He goes back to Freeman. Freeman looks to get on the far side. Now to Stuhler. Back to Josh Klein. Josh throws it into the middle. The ball is loose, and Chambersburg picks up possession of the ball. Tyler Luther up ahead. He kicks it up to, I believe that is Munoz. Now he loses control near midfield. Josh Klein with the ball coming across the 35. Now he's going to stop, drop it back to Tyler Hazel as Greencastle looks to reset the offense. Klein with the ball into the middle for Jared Rohrbaugh. Comes loose to Brandon Stuhler. Stuhler's loose as he drives in and takes a shot and a nice save. Andrew Armstrong coming up big with the first big save of the game for Chambersburg.
Wow, you can't let Stuhler have one-on-ones like that. You're going to get burned.
Kind
just
of
a really good timing on Armstrong's part. He came out and dove to his right just as Stuhler was taking a shot and deflected it.
Ball came loose and Stuhler found himself free with that left-footed shot. Armstrong again with that big save here at the 38-minute mark of the first half. Now Greencastle with the throw-in. Gelsinger will toss it into the box, and it's headed away by Maynard. Out of the box it goes now to Josh Klein. He'll try and settle it as he loses possession of the ball. Now it's knocked back to midfield and Avery Wenger. Wenger back to the center for Klein. Klein loses control of the ball. That's Asher Schwartz with the ball for Chambersburg. Now Chambersburg looking to advance on the offensive end. Caleb Hurley with a nice steal. Now the ball's loose. Hurley battling with Redding, and we're going to get a whistle, and I believe that's going to be a foul on Chambersburg as Griffin Redding and Caleb Hurley battle for that ball.
Yeah, that wasn't too much of a push, but he definitely knocked him off the ball, so good call.
37 minutes, 15 seconds to go here in the first half, just underway. John Freeman and Ed Gottwalls with you on WRGG and also Mid-Penn Broadcasting. Chambersburg Greencastle boys soccer action here early in the game. Ball back in play. Now it is kicked out of the center of the field for Chambersburg. That was Hewitt getting rid of it. It goes out of bounds, and it will go to the Blue Devils on a throw-in. So Tyler Hazel will get things started again for Greencastle. He goes inside to Stuhler. Stuhler back to Hurley. Hurley guarded closely by number 5, Redding. Now it goes out of bounds, kicked out by Chambersburg. And again, Greencastle with the throw-in.
Just from what I've seen so far, it doesn't look like they're marking Stuhler, really closely. I think they're just sticking with their formation. Obviously, got to be where he is, but
always have to be aware of where he is. Now Gelsinger with a long throw and into the box. Stuhler gets a head on it, and it goes in through to Armstrong, who will make the save. And quickly, he will get it out ahead for Chambersburg as they start the offense. Trojans now working the ball downfield. It goes out of bounds. I believe it's going to say it's off a Chambersburg player. So it will go over to Greencastle on possession. As again, Gelsinger will make the throw, and that's one thing you'll see from this Greencastle team. They'll bring Ian across the field. They'll bring him basically anywhere for a throw-in because he's one of the stronger throw-in players you'll see here in the county.
Greencastle always has a good throwing guy, seems like.
Quickly Greencastle comes back. Stuhler with a nice move. He loses control. Chambersburg gets possession of the ball back. Now Chambersburg's going to kick it back up to midfield to Schwartz. He's marked by Wenger. Chambersburg with the ball. He kicks it over to Butler. Butler down the far side. He collides with Tyler Hazel as the ball rolls out of bounds, and it will be Chambersburg's ball with the throw-in down around the 5-yard line.
And this is Butler, and he's also very good at throw-ins. Their first 2 goals against Cumberland Valley came off throws from him.
So look for him to get this into the box, and that's exactly what he does. A line drive, one hop right to Bryson Robinson, who makes his first, I guess we could call that a save. It wasn't really a shot, and it couldn't have gone in the net.
Yeah,
goal, but
I'm not going to call it a shot, but save difference.
Robinson with the stop. We'll call it a stop, not a save. Josh Klein down the field looking for Stuhler, and a nice job there by Hewitt to head the ball back to his goalkeeper and get the ball away from Brandon as Greencastle looking to push the ball upwards. Chambersburg now with possession, drops it back to Armstrong. He attempts to kick it up the field, kind of goes off the side of the foot and out of bounds, and a throw in for Greencastle with the 25. Now Josh Klein with the ball. He's driven off the ball as it goes out of bounds. That was Luke Myers kicking it out of bounds for Chambersburg. And once again, the Blue Devils will have a throw in on the far sideline. It seems to be so far, at least for the first here 5.5 minutes, play has been on the Chambersburg side of the field.
Absolutely. I think Chambersburg's couple attempts to get down there, they really haven't had numbers to be able to possess the ball. So when they have had it over Greencastle side, it hasn't been there very long.
Throw into the box. Caleb Hurley has a shot. It's blocked by a Chambersburg defender and then kicked out of bounds. So again, once again, another throw in for Greencastle as Ian Gelsinger will make his way to the sideline. And he will look to make the throw in across the field. Probably, call that maybe 5 yards up from the goal. He throws it into the box. Freeman gets a head on it, but it's nowhere near goal. It goes out of bounds, and we will have a goal kick for Chambersburg.
I'll make a prediction here. If Greencastle keeps getting this number of throw-ins, they're going to score on at least one of them.
You get that much action. Hopefully you get a bounce, and just got to keep putting the pressure on.
They're pretty much like corner kicks for a lot of teams.
33 and a half minutes to go here in the first half. No score. Chambersburg and Greencastle from Trojan Stadium as the two teams wrap up the regular season for the 2017 season. As Greencastle with the ball on a throw-in. Jason Freeman makes that throw-in for Greencastle. Rohrbaugh looks to head it ahead to Stoller. Stoller drops it back to Rohrbaugh just out of his reach. And a nice job there by Tyler Luther to kick that ball away from Jared Rohrbaugh as the Trojans take possession. They look to work the ball up the field. Luther goes down, and I guess they're going to have Josh Klein there on a foul. So a free kick for Chambersburg as they put the ball back in play.
Now here's a chance for Chambersburg to push up the field a little bit. Get their numbers up there and see what they can do.
Trojans going to reset the offense as the ball is put back in play. Kicked up to around the 15-yard line. Avery Wenger there with the header. Out of trouble for now, at least. Now Chambersburg back with the ball. Redding, he's marked by Hurley. Redding still with the ball. Circles, tries to get it inside to Luther, but Josh Klein is there for Greencastle to take possession. Now Klein's going to kick it upfield, looking for Jared Rohrbaugh. Rohrbaugh on a run. He's there with Chacon, but Chacon does a nice job to beat Rohrbaugh to the ball, kick it out of bounds, and Greencastle with the throw-in.
Rohrbaugh covered a lot of ground there in a hurry.
Blue Devils with the ball. Rohrbaugh with it just outside the box. He goes far wing to Jason Freeman. Freeman into the box. Nice job by the Chambersburg defense to clear that out. Up ahead to Griffin Redding. He has a little bit of space as he takes the ball across midfield. Now he goes past Wenger. Redding throws it into the box looking for Asher Schwartz just a little too far. And Bryson Robinson does a nice job to step up and make the play for Greencastle.
Yeah, you need to chip that ball a little higher and maybe have it just take a small bounce there, but a little too much action on it.
Robinson with a punt to midfield, played by Maynard. He'll go back to his goalkeeper Armstrong, who will boot it out to his own 40. Now Freeman with the header to Stoller. Greencastle with possession of the ball near the 35-yard line. Josh Klein with the left foot goes to the far side. Klein working down the field, guarded by Luther, over to Jason Freeman. He runs into a Chambersburg defender, and I think we're going to have a foul on Chambersburg, it looks like. Both players playing for the ball, colliding with each other. So Josh Klein will have a free kick for Greencastle just outside the box, down around, we'll call that the goal line, I guess, Ed. Nets sit on the end line of the football field, just to kind of put it in perspective, 120-yard field. So Chambersburg will set their defense. 30 minutes, 45 seconds to go here in the first half, no score. Klein's chip into the box. Armstrong and Freeman battle for it. Comes loose, and Freeman kicks it through the goalpost out of play. So Chambersburg will get possession of the ball. Armstrong will put things back in play with the goal kick as the teams reset back to midfield, and we get it going here again.
Armstrong did a nice job on that because it looked like Klein was trying to go near post to get something started, and Armstrong saw it coming and got there first to break it up.
Armstrong kick up to midfield, header by Redding. Now Chambersburg takes possession as they work the ball down the field. Nice job there. I believe that's Munoz with the ball as the ball rolls out of bounds off his foot. Possession, I guess they'll say it's off a Greencastle foot. Possession will go to Chambersburg.
So they'll have, it's like Butler's going to come the whole way across the field, I believe.
In the visitors' press box here, up not too high, but high enough where the numbers kind of small on the jerseys. Ed's going to pull the binoculars out, and I believe that is Butler, as he makes a very nice throw in, and a nice job by Bryson Robinson as he was surrounded by a couple of Chambersburg players. Asher Schwartz right there.
And Luke Myers was the other one.
Robinson goes high to make a nice save. As he punts the ball upfield, it will go out of bounds. I believe that was off of Chacon, so Greencastle will take possession. Quickly, they throw the ball back into play, and a whistle and a foul, I believe, on Greencastle. So Chambersburg will get possession. They'll restart play from about their own 20-yard line with a free kick.
Yeah, that was Stuhler had a little bit of a hold there. I think you're going to see a high percentage of the offense today coming from throw-ins and set pieces.
That's how it's been so far. Ball put back in play by Chacon. Nice free kick down the field. And Asher Schwartz with the header for Chambersburg. And Greencastle tries to get it out of harm's way, and they do a pretty nice job. But Chambersburg gets possession at the midfield and looks to push it forward again. Loose ball in the middle of the field. Taylor Noblet tries to go to Klein. A nice job there as Chambersburg takes possession. Redding with the soccer ball. He goes far side. Now Chambersburg working their way in towards the box, and a nice job and a nice shot, but blocked by Wenger in front of the goal. So Chambersburg with a chance there to score, but Avery Wenger does a nice job to stop that. Quickly counterattacking the Blue Devils, Jared Rohrbaugh down the near side. Rohrbaugh looking for some help in the middle, gets it to Noblet. Noblet with a shot that just goes wide. So Taylor Noblet looking for the first goal of the game. He fires a shot just wide past Armstrong. Out of bounds it goes. Goal kick for Chambersburg.
That was a good counterattack by Greencastle. They had some Rohrbaugh held up long enough to get a little bit of help, and he made a nice pass in there to Noblet. And they actually had a pretty quality shot, just a little bit wide.
Armstrong puts it back in play. To midfield it goes. Caleb Hurley with the ball. Goes to Noblet at midfield. Noblet has it knocked free, but it rolls to Josh Klein. Now Klein's going to go near side to Jared Rohrbaugh. Rohrbaugh with the ball, drops it to Hurley around midfield, back to Klein. Now back to the defensive line, and Avery Wenger. Greencastle being patient here on offense, looking to set something up in the midfield play. Now Stoller leaves it for Klein, kicked away by number 34. Who's 34?
Not on my roster.
Okay. So we'll have to find out who that is for Chambersburg. You get that sometimes in these games.
I think that might be Connor Niewick.
Oh, okay.
I don't see number 10 out there anywhere.
Okay, so we'll call Niewick's going to be 34. If it is, great. If not, we apologize to him and his family as we move through the game here. Now Chambersburg trying to advance the ball, comes free, and Bryson Robinson will pick it up inside the box, and he will punt it out to midfield. Hurley battling there with it as the ball comes free, and Chambersburg looking to establish possession. Number 2, Butler with the ball. He drops it back to Luther. Luther now going to go back to the defensive line, and Chacon. Chacon's going to go far side to Myers. Working the ball upfield now with it is number 17. That's Chewy Munoz. He and Ben Freeman battle for it. Ball goes out of bounds off Freeman. Chambersburg with the throw-in.
I'm pretty sure that is Niewick.
We're going to go with that.
Do not see any 10s out there, and he's in the same position that he would be in. So
now Redding and Josh Klein battling on the far side. A whistle and a foul on Chambersburg. Or out of bounds, I guess they're going to say. Went out of bounds off of Chambersburg. So Greencastle with the throw-in. Gelsinger again up ahead to Rohrbaugh, who heads it to Stoller. Now Stoller's going to chip it down the far sideline. Jason Freeman making a chase for it, but Armstrong is going to get there. Does a nice job to play it back into the box where he can use his hand, and now he will have a chance to punt the ball back towards midfield. As we sit here, no score, 25-43 to go here in the first half. Greencastle and Chambersburg, boys soccer on WRGG 93.7 FM, midpennbroadcasting.com. Pretty even game so far. It may be tilting a little towards Greencastle as they've played maybe a little bit more in the Chambersburg side, but all in all, still a pretty evenly played game here.
I think possession's been about even, but I think Greencastle's had some more possession deep in Chambersburg territory.
Now Chambersburg making a play. Asher Schwartz almost broke free, but a nice job by Gelsinger there to get the ball and kick it towards the sideline. It'll go out of bounds, and Chambersburg will have possession of the ball once again. Amin Butler with the throw-in. He's back far onto the track, almost to the fence. He's going to get some momentum as he tries to get this ball into scoring position for Chambersburg.
He might disappear off your screen.
Butler with a long throw-in, kind of rattles around there, and Gelsinger kicks it free. Now Caleb Hurley will kick the ball back towards midfield out of trouble, and that ball, I think, went off a Chambersburg hand.
Yep.
And that will stop the play as Greencastle will have a free kick.
That could have been pretty dangerous down there on that throw-in, but Chambersburg didn't have anybody where the ball was. And the defense was able to play it out.
Ball was loose in front of the net, and Gelsinger did a nice job to kick it out.
Well, here's the situation. That's probably a good call because Chambersburg stopped right in front of the ball, didn't allow the free kick. And then I think after he moved away, he stepped right back in again, which that should be a card.
Yeah, it was. It was a yellow card.
That was on Munoz.
So he will have to come out of the game. And into the game will be number 26, Gavin Westbury. Gavin Westbury. So he will step in for Munoz, who, like we said, will have to sit for, I believe it's 5 minutes on the yellow card. Kind of a penalty box situation, I guess. Although there is no penalty box, he'll just sit up with his teammates.
He gets to cool his heels a little bit.
So Greencastle now on the offensive end. Stuhler battling for it. He looks to go to Klein, but a nice job there by I think that was number 14, Tyler Luther, stepped in and cleared that ball away out of trouble and to the sideline. So again, another throw in for the Blue Devils. Ian Gelsinger will throw the ball from around the 10-yard line on the far side. Working our way down inside 24 minutes here in the first half. No score. Greencastle and Chambersburg boys soccer mid-pen crossover game. Into the box it goes. Loose ball and a nice job there. That's Rob Hockman just into the game for Greencastle. He had a nice scoring chance, but Armstrong is there for Chambersburg to deny that. So probably the best scoring chance of the game so far goes to Greencastle.
It was definitely pretty close in, and the ball was definitely going toward the goal. He didn't have a whole lot on the shot, but it was accurate enough. Just Armstrong was there in time.
So Rob Hockman into the game for Greencastle for Taylor Noblet on this near wing midfield side. Ball headed out of bounds off a Chambersburg player. So we will have, I believe, our first corner kick in the game.
First official corner kick. There's a free kick that was similar to one, but can't count that.
So Josh Klein will do the honors for Greencastle. Coming down to the 23-minute mark here of the first half. Both teams setting up, looking to get some position. Klein chipping it into the box. Nice job there by Chambersburg to head it out of trouble to Caleb Hurley. Hurley with the ball. He goes far side to Jason Freeman. Freeman goes into the box looking for Stuhler, but no one there as Chambersburg's Chacon kicks it out of harm's way for the Trojans. Back up the field we go. Now Greencastle will get possession. Hockman with the ball. He loses it to Schwartz. Schwartz stumbles over the ball, gets back up, keeps possession. Nice job there by Asher Schwartz as he takes the ball to midfield but has it kicked away by Hurley and Hockman. Now Chambersburg back with possession. Redding looking to go ahead to Butler on a nice run. Butler guarded by Wenger. Butler looking to create some space. Nothing there so far. Turns, tries to shoot the ball, and Wenger does a nice job to block the shot and kick it out of play. So a quick counterattack by Chambersburg, but Greencastle's defense does a nice job to shut that down.
Yeah, you said he was trying to find some space. He was. He also trying to find some teammates, and they weren't there. He's not going to beat the whole defense. So.
Did a pretty nice job, though, on his own, going 1-on-3. So a nice job there by Amin Butler to create some space. And also, like you said, a throw-in, which is kind of similar to a corner kick, the way he can throw that ball.
Yep.
Loose in the box. Freeman with a header over to Wenger. He'll head it out of trouble for now, at least. Now Josh Klein with the ball being chased by Niewick, and the ball goes out of bounds, and it will be a throw into Chambersburg. So now the Trojans starting to assert themselves offensively in this game.
You would think that both these teams have plenty of practice going against the kind of attack that they're bringing, because with all the throw-ins, I'm sure they practiced it. So the defense has seen it an awful lot of times, both ways.
Butler throws it onto the foot looking for a teammate, but Avery Wenger steps in to do a nice job to kick that out of trouble. Now Hockman goes up ahead to Stuhler. Stuhler battling for the ball. He has, and the official almost falls over Stuhler as he tries to get downfield. Now a throw in for Greencastle. Hurley with the ball goes near side to Stuhler. Stuhler back down the sideline to Hurley, but that ball will be kicked out of bounds by Maynard. And Greencastle will keep possession on the throw-in, and once again they will bring Ian Gelsinger about 70 yards downfield so he can make the throw-in.
That was Caleb Gaiman that held up Stuhler in that play. He just got into the game, number 18.
So as we approach the midway part of the first half, starting to see some substitutions. Greencastle really doesn't do a whole lot of substituting, as they will maintain mostly their starters on the field. Throwing into the box as the ball comes loose, and a nice job there by Chambersburg to clear it out past midfield. Avery Wenger chases it down far side. Butler tracking him. Now Wenger goes up the field. Nobody there for Greencastle. Chambersburg will take possession. Trojans with the ball in a little bit of space as they work the ball back towards the middle of the field. That's Maynard with it, Luther with it. He loses the ball to Jason Freeman, back up to Stuhler. Now Stuhler's going to go to the middle of the field. Josh Klein, as he brings the ball across the 50-yard line, has a little bit of space, now goes to Jared Rohrbaugh. Rohrbaugh can't control it, and that will be Hewitt to kick the ball back towards midfield for Chambersburg.
So far, what I'm seeing is when Chambersburg does have the ball in attack, the midfielders, Niewek and Redding, have not been able to connect with the forwards because the defense is playing the gaps really well. Just not creating enough space up there.
Loose ball in the middle of the field. Caleb Hurley with it. Now he has some room as he looks to go up the field to Stuhler. Stuhler's going to chase it down. Ball comes loose. Nice job there on the defensive end for Chambersburg as they take possession. That is Tyler Luther with the ball. Now he goes across the field to Niewek. Niewek going far side looking for Butler. And Tyler Hazel does a nice job to step in and make that play. He will kick the ball across the field out of bounds. And Chambersburg will have a throw in as more substitutions take place.
Mario Duncan's coming in for Chambersburg, a left wing for Butler.
Taylor Noblet back into the game for Greencastle.
Only Duncan has 7 goals this year and 5 of them against Redland.
Wow. So I don't know a whole lot about him, but just looking at him on the field, you can see he has some height.
Yes. He's probably the tallest guy in the field except for maybe Robinson.
So Freeman with the ball, kicks it upfield to Chambersburg as they'll take possession. Nice job there by Hewitt as he takes the ball. He loses it to Hurley, though. Hurley over to Noblet. Noblet down the near side as he crosses the 20-yard line. Looks for something in the middle. Nothing really there as the Chambersburg defense steps up and does a nice job to take possession as they start to work the ball back up the field. Schwartz with the ball does a nice job to turn, but there's a good play by number 3, Avery Wenger, as he kicks the ball up to Gelsinger. Gelsinger with the ball, far side. Now he loses it to Chambersburg. Back come the Trojans with the ball. Number 5, Griffin Redding. He throws the ball down the far side, and it is going to roll across the end line, and we will have a goal kick for Greencastle.
Nice little give and go there between Redding and Westbury, but they couldn't make that third pass work.
So Bryson Robinson will get things back in place. 17 minutes, 40 seconds to go. First half, still no score between Greencastle and Chambersburg. Here on WRGG 93.7 FM and Mid-Penn Broadcasting. Tyler Luther with the ball. Now he gets it back to his defender. That is Hewitt. Hewitt loses possession. Nice job there by Taylor Noblet as he drops it off to Josh Klein with a long kick down the field, and we have a whistle. Something behind the play.
Yeah.
Not sure exactly what we had.
Wasn't looking back there.
Either way, it's going to be Blue Devil possession as they will have a free kick. As we said, Klein just kicked the ball downfield looking to set up the offense, and a whistle behind the play. But so Gelsinger will get things going with a free kick from his own 35-yard line. He comes near side to Tyler Hazel as Hazel crosses the midfield stripe. Now Hazel throws it in the middle, looking for Freeman, but a nice job there by Luke Myers to step in and play it for Chambersburg. And then a clearing attempt by Chambersburg off of Greencastle. And the Trojans will keep possession on a throw-in. Niewek with the header. Looks to get the ball across midfield. Jason Freeman is there for Greencastle, but the Trojans get possession again. Now Asher Schwartz down on the offensive end. He can't quite possess the ball, and it comes free to Bryson Robinson. He'll kick the ball back to midfield, and we'll get things going again out of bounds off of a Chambersburg player. So Greencastle with a throw-in from midfield. Not a lot of stoppages here in the first half as the clock has run the entire time as we tick down towards 16 minutes here in the first half. Now Josh Klein down the left side looking for Rohrbaugh, but again, a nice job there by the defense of Chambersburg, keeping Rohrbaugh from really being able to do anything with that ball. He knocks it out of bounds, and a goal kick here for Andrew Armstrong of Chambersburg. So
far, Chambersburg had managed to go in one shot. Greencastle has 6. 2 of those 6 been on goal.
Now a loose ball at midfield. Redding with it. He goes up ahead, and a ball is off a Greencastle player near the sideline, but Chambersburg does a nice job to keep possession as they look to set their offense, bringing it across midfield. Asher Schwartz, guarded by Gelsinger. Schwartz looks to go to the middle to Luther. Now Luther goes far side
to Duncan.
Duncan can't keep possession. Tyler Hazel knocks it out of bounds.
That was one of the first times that Chambersburg has hit Schwartz on a pass into the middle where he was able to get possession and then deal it off to somebody. That's kind of one of the main facets of their offense, but that happened so high up the field it wasn't dangerous.
Tyler Luther with the throw-in off the head of Tyler Hazel and down into the corner, kind of a dangerous spot there, and I think they're going to say that crossed the end line as Taylor Noblet tried to play it back into play, unable to do so. So now the Trojans will have their first corner kick of the game at the 14:40 mark here of the first half.
It's Reading taking the kick.
Both teams looking to set up, jockey for position. Reading's shot into the box goes free through the players and will roll out the far side and across the end line. Last touch by Chambersburg. So it will be a goal kick for Greencastle.
Munoz is back in the game for Chambersburg, along with Dennis Allegria. They'll play the two wing positions up front. And then Duncan moves into the middle to take Schwartz's spot. Give him a break.
So Greencastle with the ball. Jason Freeman goes to the middle of the field looking for Taylor Noblet. And he collides with Hewitt as the ball comes free to Stuhler. Now Stuhler looking to get some room. Nice job there by Maynard to play Stuhler off the ball. As it comes free back to the middle of the field again, Maynard will try and reset the Chambersburg offense. A battle for the ball. Coming away with it is Jared Rohrbaugh. He goes to Hurley. Hurley guarded closely by Chambersburg. Now the Trojans again with the steal and possession. Niewick has it played off of Josh Klein. Klein pushes it back towards the Chambersburg goal. Now Jared Rohrbaugh, he's closely guarded and gives it back to Klein as these two teams battle for possession. Now Klein with a shot and a nice save by Armstrong. Not sure that was hooking. It may have gone wide, but Armstrong with a nice, very nice job on that save of the Josh Klein shot.
That was a great idea by Klein because he had some space, and why not give it a rip?
Yeah, I mean, you're only going to score goals if you put the ball. And it sounds, silly, but you're only going to score if you put it on net. So you put it on net, and you never know what can happen.
You hear the coaches screaming now, "Shoot the ball!"
Yeah, a lot of times you want to see the fancy passes and the footwork, but hey, when in doubt, just throw it on net and see what happens. So Gelsinger with the throw in for Greencastle. Ball batted around, comes to Caleb Hurley. He leaves it for Josh Klein. Now Klein goes to the middle of the field. Taylor Noblet at the 25, back to Hurley. Hurley with a little chip down into the near corner. Noblet trying to run it down with Hewitt. And the ball is going to be knocked out of bounds, and I think they're going to call that a goal kick for Chambersburg.
So far, Greencastle's forwards have been able to find enough space to receive the ball. Now, Chambersburg's defense has done a pretty good job once they've done that. At the other end, I would say Greencastle's defense has not really allowed Chambersburg enough space to do that receiving. Most of the passes up there have just been pretty hopeful and not really working at all, to this extent anyway.
Back in play we go. Chambersburg with possession of the ball to the middle of the field, and Connor Niewick. Now he's going to throw it to the far corner where Ben Freeman is for Greencastle. He's going to play the ball with a little bit of space. He's actually going to let it go out of bounds. It just barely did.
Late whistle there.
Say Chewy Munoz down there almost got to it. Almost a nice play by Munoz to get possession of that ball, and it would have been in a very advantageous spot for Chambersburg. But like you said, a late whistle, unfortunately, for Greencastle. So now Bryson Robinson again with the goal kick. Robinson back up to midfield, a couple of headers as the ball hits the ground to take Caleb Hurley. Hurley looking to go middle of the field, looking for Stuhler. Really no one there. Stuhler now has possession. He's battling Maynard for the ball into the box, and Jared Rohrbaugh couldn't really get a good strong foot on it. And I believe we're going to have Rohrbaugh with the foul, but nice job there by Stuhler to get that ball into play for Rohrbaugh.
That was a really nice play, and he put the ball pretty much on Rohrbaugh's foot, but they had a little bit of pressure there in the middle, and it just wasn't able to get a good foot on it.
So some nice defense there by Chambersburg, what could have been a pretty nice scoring chance for Greencastle.
Yeah, very well set up by Stuhler.
Quickly coming back up the field is Chambersburg. Now the ball knocked out of bounds. Taylor Noblet kicks the ball out. Chambersburg will reset with a throw-in from the Greencastle 40-yard line, so 50 yards from net. Into Reading it goes. He plays it off his chest. Reading now is going to drop it back to his goaltender, as Armstrong will wait as the ball slowly rolls back to him.
That would have been a dangerous pass on grass.
Yeah, it might not. It probably wouldn't have got there on grass. Armstrong ahead. Now Greencastle takes possession in midfield. Josh Klein to Stuhler, back to Klein, and a nice job there by Niewick to take the ball away from him as he possesses the ball and knocks it out of bounds, and it's going to be off of Connor Niewick, they say. So Jason Freeman will throw. Yes, he will. He looked to see if Gelsinger was going to come up, but Freeman will make the throw in for Greencastle from the Chambersburg 30. He throws it over the head of Rohrbaugh. Chambersburg heads it out of trouble and back to midfield. Now up the sideline they go to Munoz. Munoz with a little bit of space. Munoz across the 20, the 15, and nice job. Avery Wenger steps in to knock that ball away and out of trouble for Greencastle. Under 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Greencastle and Chambersburg still no score in this mid-pen crossover soccer contest on a Saturday morning. John Freeman and Ed Gottwalls with you. Now Greencastle with the ball. Noblet looks to go to Stuhler. Ball comes free. Stuhler with it as the ball rolls across the end line, and a nice job. Andrew Armstrong stepping up there to challenge Stuhler as the ball rolls out of bounds. And it will be put back in play for Chambersburg with the goal kick as Asher Schwartz returns to the contest for Chambersburg.
Stuhler just couldn't quite get control of that ball in enough time to really turn and put it on goal by the time Armstrong got there.
Under 9 minutes to go here in the first half.
But he is dangerous.
Stuhler, he definitely is. Stuhler and Niewick battle for it around the 35. Greencastle will take possession now. Here comes Jared Rohrbaugh. He can't quite get to it as the ball is knocked over to Tyler Luther. Luther goes up ahead to Allegra. Now he throws it to the middle of the field. He's battled by Tyler Hazel and some contact there. And I think you're going to get Allegra for the push on that one, as Greencastle will put the ball in play right in front of us from their own 43-yard line here with 8 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first half.
That was pretty obvious and, frankly, not real smart. There's no reason to do that.
So Gelsinger will put the ball back in play with a kick into the middle of the field, looking for Stuhler. Ball goes over his head as Jason Freeman heads it into the box. Now Greencastle's Jared Rohrbaugh does a nice job to hustle back to Freeman. Freeman's going to chip one into the box, looking for Noblet. Noblet with the header as it goes over top of the net. So nice job there. A pair of Greencastle juniors looking to set something up. Freeman's pass to Noblet. Noblet got a nice head on it, but just a little bit too high as it sails over the head of Andrew Armstrong. And now Armstrong will put the ball back in play with a goal kick.
And Greencastle clearly doing a better job of getting opportunities here.
Still no score, though. First half, 7 minutes and 30 seconds to go here. Allegra with the ball. Tyler Hazel takes it from him. Now Klein up ahead to Stuhler. Stuhler looks to go to the middle of the field. Nice job by Maynard to deflect that pass, and Chambersburg will take possession of the ball as we approach the 7-minute mark here of the first half. On the far side, going up for Munoz. He's guarded by Freeman as the ball goes past both of them to Caleb Hurley. Now Hurley goes to Klein. He loses it. Nice job there. I believe that was Niewick who took the ball from Josh Klein.
Ooh.
And Maynard tried to clear it, and off the body of Josh Klein. Fortunately for Chambersburg, it rolled a little too far for Klein to get possession as Armstrong steps up to grab the soccer ball as he will punt the ball back to midfield. Hurley battling with Redding for the ball there. Now Greencastle comes away with possession. Freeman up to Rohrbaugh. Now Rohrbaugh is going to drop it back to Ben Freeman as Asher Schwartz guards him. Now Freeman throws it up ahead. Nobody there. Chambersburg with the ball at midfield. Niewick and Hurley going at it. Now Luther gets pushed by Hurley but maintains possession.
Hurley's doing a great job of breaking up Chambersburg's passing. I mean, a lot of times the midfielder gets the ball, but before they get a chance to direct it either way, Hurley's right on him, and a lot of times either deflecting it or just breaking the play up.
Nice job of breaking. Doesn't really allow Chambersburg to get into rhythm.
Right.
As Chambersburg makes another substitution. Amin Butler back into the game for Chambersburg. Allegra will have a seat back on the bench as Chambersburg with the ball at the Greencastle 30-yard line. Niewick up ahead. He has the ball knocked away. Gelsinger takes possession for Greencastle as he tries to work his way past a couple of Greencastle players. Gelsinger with a little push there, and I believe we will have a whistle on that.
He got pushed a little bit.
Well, they were both pushing.
Yeah, I think Gelsinger actually pushed after he lost the ball, and the reason he lost the ball is because he got pushed. That's the way the referee saw it, I think.
Which is fortunate, because usually a lot of times it's the second shot that you see. Usually the first guy gets away with it. It's the revenge that gets caught. But
I think the referee had a real good angle on that one.
That foul on Chambersburg. Gelsinger with the free kick, putting it back in play. I think that might have went off somebody's hand, but it goes out of bounds, and Greencastle will take possession on a throw-in. Tyler Hazel quickly back into play to Taylor Noblet. Noblet drops it to Hurley. Hurley surrounded by a couple of Chambersburg players. Does a nice job to get it to Noblet, but Noblet can't quite get there. It will cross the sideline. So a throw-in for Chambersburg. And again, they come back quickly. Tyler Hazel stepping in there, but he knocks the ball out of bounds. Another throw-in Butler will go to the middle of the field where Josh Klein is. Klein plays it off his foot to a Chambersburg player. Now Klein and Luther battle for it. Luther drops it to Niewick. Niewick's going to go far side. That's Luke Myers with the ball. He goes up ahead to Munoz. Ben Freeman steps in, knocks the ball off of Munoz, out of bounds. Throw in for Greencastle, but before we can have that, Cam McKee will come into the game for Greencastle.
Been very impressed with Greencastle's defense. They're just not giving Chambersburg much room. They'll allow that first pass, but not the second pass. And therefore, Chambersburg really hasn't been able to get the ball deep very often.
So Cameron McKee into the game. He will replace Jared Rohrbaugh. And McKee will play that striker spot along with Stuhler. Ball goes out of bounds as we cross under the 4-minute mark here of the first half. Still no score between Greencastle and Chambersburg. Now Gelsinger with the throw in from the 20-yard line. Into the box it goes. Ball on the ground, headed out nicely by Niewick, but not quite out of trouble. But fortunately for Greencastle, or for Chambersburg, they're able to play the ball out and quickly counterattacking as they look to work the ball up the field. Number 3 with it, that's Emmanuel Hewitt. Hewitt goes up to Schwartz. Schwartz with the ball, guarded by Freeman. Now Schwartz with a nice shot, and Bryson Robinson is there with the big save. That's a great shot by Schwartz. He had Robinson going the wrong way, but Bryson did a nice job to react to that and make his first very difficult save.
That was an excellent reaction save by Robinson, because let me tell you, Schwartz had a lot on that ball, and it was right on the ground. Very well struck.
Back to action we go as Chambersburg looks to keep that offensive pace moving as we approach the 3-minute mark of the first half. Ball bouncing around midfield and a whistle.
Push against Chambersburg.
And a foul on the Trojans. So now Greencastle will get a free kick.
Hurley's giving them trouble up there in midfield. Now they're starting to foul him a little bit, which is going to help.
Get a little frustrated. I think sometimes that can happen as you work your way through the game. So Gelsinger from his own 45-yard line, 55 yards from net, will get the ball back in play at the 2.5-minute mark of the first half. Long kick down, played away by Chambersburg. Now Noblet back into the box, played out by Chambersburg. Nice job there. Josh Klein will take possession from the 24. He'll chip it in looking for Stuhler, a little too far as Brandon can't run that down, and Andrew Armstrong, the goalkeeper for Chambersburg, comes up and takes possession. He will hold the ball as the two teams reset back towards midfield and a punt downfield where Gelsinger and Schwartz battle for the ball. Greencastle will take possession as they cross the midfield stripe. Now Stuhler loses it to Redding. Redding with a left foot looking for Butler. Played out of harm's way by Avery Wenger back towards midfield. Now Josh Klein gets a foot on it. Back to Hurley. Hurley near side to Noblet. Noblet's going to try and go down this near sideline looking for Cam McKee, but that ball goes out of bounds as Chambersburg will take possession. Hewitt will throw the ball back into play for Chambersburg. 90 seconds to go here in the first half of a scoreless game. Greencastle and Chambersburg. I'm John Freeman. He's Ed Gottwalls with all the action so far in this scoreless game. Now Chambersburg with a quick counterattack. Looking for Schwartz, a little too far for him. Wenger tries to clear it out. Ball goes off a Chambersburg player. Now Taylor Noblet does a nice job to keep it inbounds as the ball ricochets back towards midfield where Tyler Luther will play it. He's going to go far side to Luke Myers. Myers with a little bit of space into the middle of the field. He tries to go to Schwartz. Tyler Hazel there to kick it out of trouble. Now Jason Freeman with a header up to McKee as McKee loses that battle to Myers. Now Myers is going to throw it back up to the middle of the field to where Schwartz is. Schwartz guarded by two Greencastle players as Greencastle takes possession briefly. Now back to the Trojans as they work the ball across the 20-yard line into the middle to Schwartz where he's very dangerous. Schwartz with a turn and a shot as it's going to go high over the crossbar, out of play. Goal kick for Greencastle.
You can see how dangerous Schwartz is when he does get a little bit of space up there. They've not been able to find him very often, but he's had two really nice shots here in the last 2 minutes.
He really does a nice job of creating shots. He doesn't have a whole lot of space, but he's still able to create a couple of really nice shots as Bryson Robinson puts the ball back in play. Final 15 seconds here of the first half as the ball batted around midfield, out of bounds. It goes off the head of Munoz. So Greencastle will have a throw in as the clock will tick down to 0, and that will be the end of our first half of play here from Trojan Stadium. Not a whole lot of scoring, Ed, but a lot of action as the Trojans and Blue Devils here after the first 40 minutes of play are knotted at no score apiece. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back to recap the first half here from Trojan Stadium. As we said, Greencastle and Chambersburg tied, no score at the half. You're listening to Blue Devil and Trojan Soccer live on WRGG 93.7 FM, WRGG.org, and also at midpennbroadcasting.com.
Everybody likes having more room. That's why F&M Trust designed the home equity loan and line of credit with features you'll love, including a great low rate. So add more room in your budget and your life with F&M Trust. Apply today at fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
Del Martin Incorporated, a full-service advertising agency, has been serving the tri-state area for 35 years. We specialize in screen printing and embroidered clothing. Del Martin Incorporated supplies a full range of brand-name uniforms for athletic, work, and medical applications, and a full line of advertising essentials. We have an in-house artist ready to put your ideas to work for you. T-shirts for schools, clubs, churches, and events. Del Martin Incorporated, 21 Sarah Susan Lane, Greencastle. Phone 717-597-5751 or online at delprint.com.
Have you got a car to sell but don't want to buy a new one? What are you going to do? A newspaper ad, Craigslist, or the old sign in the windshield? You will get to talk to some really interesting people, but the odds of you selling your car aren't really good. But you can bring it to Keystone Ford, and here's my promise to you. We'll appraise your car with no obligation and make you an offer. If you accept the offer, you'll get your check that day. Now, how easy was that? We're Keystone Ford, fast, fair, and friendly.
Most of us would agree that getting your education is important. Most of us would also agree that finding a way to pay for it can be difficult. The United States Air Force can help. We'll help get your education with up to 100% tuition assistance. You can also earn an associate's degree through the Community College of the Air Force. For more information, call 1-800-423-USAF or visit www.airforce.com. This message is brought to you by Technical Sergeant Kevin Patrick and the United States Air Force and Mid-Penn Broadcasting.
You can count on Premier HVAC Services of Greencastle for all your heating and cooling needs. Same-day service, free estimates, 24-hour emergency services, and free second opinions. Phone 717-597-9900 or visit us online at premierhvacpa.com. Premier HVAC Services of Greencastle, your local heating and air conditioning professionals.
And we are back here at Trojan Stadium, halftime of this, I guess we can still say morning, I guess, Ed. It's only 11:48, so we'll call it this morning's game. We'll call it this afternoon here in a couple of minutes when we get to the second half. Greencastle and Chambersburg knotted at no goals apiece as both teams are now regrouping here at the halftime mark. And, Ed, so far we've seen a fairly evenly played game. Maybe a little bit Greencastle had the possession and controlled the game a little bit earlier in the first half, but Chambersburg certainly came back later in that first half and had a couple of really nice scoring chances late in that first half.
They did. Greencastle ended up leading in shots 8-3. Both teams had one corner kick each. Chambersburg keeper Andrew Armstrong had 3 saves to 1 for Bryson Robinson. Chambersburg committed 7 fouls to 3 for Greencastle. And Chambersburg had 1 yellow card. But I would say, yeah, the possession is really probably not that much different, but Greencastle's possessions have been carried deeper into Chambersburg's territory, I think. The Chambersburg defense, especially, I've been very impressed with Aaron Maynard today. Looks like he's the one that's guarding Stewart most of the time just because of the positioning, and he's done a very good job. He had one mistake that Greencastle couldn't quite capitalize on. Other than that, he's done a pretty good job in there. But Greencastle defense playing really well too. I mean, they just, as I was saying, they seem to be able to cut off the gaps pretty well. So Chambersburg, when they're getting that pass up from like the midfield toward the offense, they can maybe get one pass completed. The next one's always getting picked off, it seems like. So that's a good defense there. They're sort of anticipating what's going to happen, and they're cutting it off.
The Greencastle defense doing a nice job for most of the half, controlling Asher Schwartz, the leading scorer for the Trojans. But late in that first half, Schwartz was able to do a nice job. And again, he was under pressure, but does a very nice job to create space. And I think the thing that impresses me most about him so far is his ability to get a shot off very quickly, and not only get a shot off, but get a good shot off.
Yeah, the one good chance he had the ball and kind of juked to his left, and he came back to the right just to create that little bit of space you're talking about. And he had a really, really nice low shot. Very impressive save by Robinson. That's one of those situations where he really wasn't tested the whole half. But if you're a good goalkeeper, when that one chance comes, you have to make the save, and he did.
Yeah, on that play, he had Robinson moving to his left back towards the center of the goal, and Schwartz went low to that near corner. And like you said, Robinson does a nice job to come back and get down on the ground and make that save.
I think if he had hit that shot high, he might have scored. But Robinson guessed correctly, and he went low, and he snapped it up pretty good.
A couple of scoring chances for Greencastle in the first half. One to Rob Hockman, who had just come in off the bench, kind of found himself in front of the net with the ball and unable to put it in the net, but that was one scoring chance for Greencastle. A couple other chances, Taylor Nobler with a header just over the net. But all in all, both goaltenders doing a nice job, both defenses doing a pretty nice job as we are here scoreless at the half.
Yeah, early in the game, Brandon Stuhler got loose on a 1-on-1, and Andrew Armstrong was able to come out and get an arm on a shot and deflected it wide. But that was Stuhler's eyes probably got huge when they probably couldn't believe how open he was. But he did a good shot. It's just that Armstrong made a better play.
Yeah, we were talking about it during the break a little bit. In games like this, it's that bad hop, that surprise hop that can kind of happen and create a goal. And I think that's kind of what happened for Stuhler. The ball took a funny bounce away from a couple of Chambersburg defenders, and like you said, Stuhler all of a sudden found the ball at about the 10-yard line with some space. But again, Armstrong early in the game coming up with that big save to keep Greencastle off the board. So we are scoreless here at the half. We'll be getting back underway here in a couple of minutes. We're going to take one last break here during the half because we really can't take breaks during play because
that wouldn't be fair.
Yeah, so we'll keep our sponsors happy, the people that allow us to do this. So we'll take a quick break here and come back with the second half. You're listening to Blue Devil and Trojan Soccer on WRGG 93.7 FM, WRGG.org, and also streaming video at midpenbroadcasting.com.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Had an auto accident? It's common to wonder how things could have turned out differently, if only.
No regrets.
If only you had Erie Insurance. With Erie, instead of regrets, you can focus on putting your mishap behind you. With an Erie Rate Lock auto policy, your rate won't take a hit, no matter what. It stays put until you change a car, driver, or address. People who treat you fairly, legendary service, great rates. That's what it means to have seriously good insurance for your auto, home, or business. Erie Insurance. See for yourself why Erie received the J.D. Power Award for highest in customer satisfaction with the auto insurance purchase experience 3 years in a row.
Your Erie agent in Greencastle and Waynesboro is Antrim Insurance Agency. Get a quote at AntrimINSPA.com.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Limited to 3 years in Virginia. Other conditions and limitations at ErieInsurance.com. For J.D. Power Award information, go to JDPower.com.
Erie Insurance.
Hi, I'm Greg Kennedy, General Manager, Blaze Alexander Chevrolet in Greencastle. Due to record-breaking sales the past 3 months, we're bringing back cash for junkers. Push, pull, or drag it in, and you'll receive $34.50 over fair condition KBB, minus recondition. If you don't have a junker, no problem. We'll still give you $34.50 over fair condition KBB for your current vehicle. Over $17,000 off a new 2017 Silverado 1500, stock number G2403. 0% financing available in everything, including the redesigned 18 Traverse. Our used vehicle Super Center with over 2,500 pre-owned available. Over 1,000 new Chevys available. We offer free PA state inspections for everyone. Free service loaners. Free Saturday car washes from 9 to 12. And with the credit doctors Mike and Nate, everybody drives. The lowest prices online at BlazeChevy.com. The price you see is the price you pay. If you don't have a Blaze Alexander logo in the back of your vehicle, you paid too much. This is why we're the area's #1 volume Chevy dealer. By taking deals the other guys won't. Blaze Alexander Chevrolet in Greencastle. Find new roads.
Se habla español.
Welcome back to Trojan Stadium. Halftime here between Greencastle and Chambersburg. No score in this game so far. John Freeman and Ed Gottwalls with you on a Saturday morning. Both teams are back on the field. Chambersburg has returned from the locker room. Greencastle stayed on the field for halftime. Both teams now returning to the field as we will switch sides and get ready here for the second half of play here in this Mid-Penn Conference crossover game.
I think I would say the weather's just about perfect for a good game like this today. There's no sun to worry about, and it's decent temperature. I mean, they're still warm enough. They're going to be getting some good sweat up, but not too cold yet. They really haven't faced any bad weather yet this year, actually.
Actually, it's been a pretty nice fall, and I think it's supposed to actually, well, they're saying at least the sun's supposed to come out this afternoon. Looking up at the sky, I'm not sure where it's going to come from.
If anything, it's back behind us here somewhere.
Because I know looking out across we're in the visitors' press box, looking out across the home side, the home stands, I see lots of gray skies and clouds. But again, like you said, it's perfect weather for athletics, not real hot, not real cold. So certainly these teams enjoying playing in this weather. Back to action we go. Greencastle will be moving from right to left across the radio and also the computer screen as Brandon Stuhler kicks the ball back into play. And we're underway here in the second half of a scoreless game between Greencastle and Chambersburg. Blue Devils with possession of the ball. Tyler Hazel looks to go far side to Noblet. Noblet looking to go to Hurley. Hurley loses the ball, but he gets it back and throws it ahead to Stuhler, but headed out of danger there by Maynard. Maynard again doing a nice job on the defensive end for the Trojans.
Looks like Caleb Gabin is in there again on defense. I think he's been pretty much playing the whole game. He didn't start, but I think once he got inserted, he's been doing a good job. He stayed in. That's on defense for Chambersburg.
One of those cases where you're playing well, you certainly go with the hot hand. Now the Trojans with the ball as Munoz guarded by Freeman. Now Munoz is going to drop it back to Myers. Myers goes up ahead to, that is number 5, Griffin Redding. Now Redding with a left foot into the box looking for Schwartz, and that's headed away by Avery Wenger back to Robinson. Robinson comes out.
It's a good battle in there between Schwartz and Gelsinger. They're both about the same size, and on those high balls like that, they're both going at it pretty good. Gelsinger got the better of that one.
Quickly, Greencastle, pushes the ball up the field, knocked out of bounds, and now things will slow down as Gelsinger makes the long run downfield for the throw-in. So both teams will get a chance to reset.
He gets a good workout during the game, doesn't he?
He runs a lot when the ball's not in play, going for those throw-ins. You keep him in shape for basketball, I guess. And a little bit of a battle for the ball, and Klein knocked off the ball there by Butler. Greencastle will put the ball back in play on a free kick. And I think they're going to make him move it back a few yards. So Gelsinger looked to take the free kick for Greencastle from about the Chambersburg 26-yard line, so 36 yards from net. Trojans set up a wall down around the 10. Gelsinger with a nice shot off the football crossbar, so that will be out of play.
And that might have been a little ambitious taking a shot from there, but what the heck, he might catch him off guard. He did hit it hard.
He hit it hard. Armstrong was there and did a nice job to keep his hand off it, so the ball goes out of play off of Greencastle. So now Armstrong with the goal kick to reset things here for the two teams. 37.5 minutes to go in the second half of a scoreless game. Greencastle and Chambersburg. John Freeman and Ed Gottwall's with you. Now a battle for possession near midfield, and Ben Freeman will throw it down looking for Josh Klein, but a little too far for Klein. Nice job again by Armstrong, being aggressive in goal, coming out to make that play.
Hurley, to me, has been the player of the game so far.
Seems to be everywhere in that midfield, which is something he's done pretty much all season for this Greencastle team.
He's really a good disruptor, and he also, those little passes that link the offense to the defense, he's really good at that.
Now Gelsinger throws it down into the offensive end. No one there for Greencastle. It'll flow all the way back to Armstrong. He will gather it up, let his team reset at midfield, and put the ball back into play as he kicks it back across midfield. Ben Freeman with the header up to his brother Jason. Ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be actually called off of Chewy Munoz. Must have got a foot on that because Greencastle will take possession on a throw-in. Now Jason Freeman looks to go up ahead, and Luke Myers steps in for Chambersburg. Nice job to head that back towards midfield. Drop to Gelsinger. Gelsinger back to Wenger at midfield. Wenger surveys the situation. Now goes near side to his defensive partner, Ben Freeman. Freeman goes to Stuhler. Stuhler drops it back to Jared Rohrbaugh. Nice job on defense there by Redding to knock Rohrbaugh off the ball, but Rohrbaugh gets it back, and then he promptly gives it away to Emmanuel Hewitt for Chambersburg. Now Hewitt gives it back to Tyler Hazel. Hazel in the midfield to Josh Klein. Klein ahead to Rohrbaugh. Rohrbaugh, nice pass, looking for Stuhler, just quite not in Stuhler's reach, and Armstrong will play it out of trouble. Back to midfield it goes.
You can tell these are two good teams. They're both trying real hard to get that perfect pass to get through the defenders, and the defenders are just too good right now.
Reading looking to get the ball.
Only going to take one of those, though, maybe.
One play, and it'll be a 1-0 game, and I think that might be a pretty big. Whoever can get that first goal certainly is going to be huge in this contest.
Greencastle averages over 5 goals a game, and Chambersburg averages over 2 goals a game. So you'd expect some scoring, but that's against teams that aren't probably as good as these opponents.
Yeah, different competition level for Greencastle. This is, again, one of the toughest teams Greencastle's going to see all season long. Now, here's Jared Rohrbaugh trying to make a run, and Maynard does a nice job to slow him down. He drops it back to Noblet. Noblet with a shot on the ground, and right there, once again for Chambersburg, is Andrew Armstrong as he goes to the ground to make that save as Stuhler comes in looking for a rebound, but no rebound there.
Look at a Chambersburg player down in the field. That might be Schwartz.
I believe it is. Not sure what happened. That was
way behind the play.
Yeah, it's about as far away from the play as you can go.
It must have happened the last time they were down at the end, but we didn't see anything happen.
About 80 yards from where the action was.
I'm pretty sure that is Schwartz.
Yeah, I can't
see the number, but that's where he plays, and Duncan's getting ready to come in. So
I don't see a 35 elsewhere, so Schwartz will be checked out by the Chambersburg trainer. Again, we were focused down on the far end where the action was. I'm assuming the camera was focused down on the far end, so we don't know really what happened there.
Can't really tell. Looks like he's checking his hips right now.
Almost like you're looking at a right hip. And Schwartz is now going to be, I guess they're going to help him to his feet. And he's definitely favoring that right leg, as he will be helped off the field by the Chambersburg trainer.
You just got to hope this is nothing that's going to last into the postseason. I don't know if they'll play him again today or not. Depends, but.
So he's walking on his own. He's limping, a pretty considerable limp there. But I guess it's to see him at least walking on his own under his own power is certainly a positive sign that it's nothing too serious. We'll certainly have to see how that goes. As he will now be tended to on the sideline, standing there. Looks like he's going to get maybe some that magic powder, that spray you see a lot of times where guys look like they may never get up again. They spray it with that spray, and he's back up playing 3 minutes later. We'll certainly see.
It's voodoo.
Yeah, it's good training staff. That's exactly what that is. Back to action we go. 34.5 minutes to go here in the second half of a scoreless game. Chambersburg with the ball. Griffin Redding up ahead looking for Duncan. You said that was correct. Yep. He's back into the game for Schwartz.
Yes, Redding made a tremendous little move there to get past Hurley, but then he couldn't complete the pass to Duncan. That's sort of the way it's been for Chambersburg a lot today.
Battle for the ball at midfield. Duncan will take it for Chambersburg. Looks to go up ahead to Butler. Now, Greencastle will take possession at the center of the field. Josh Klein approaching the 50-yard line. He's knocked off the ball. Nice job there by Redding to take the ball away from Josh Klein. Now, Redding kicks it up ahead to Duncan. Duncan guarded by Gelsinger and Klein, trying to create some space. Really not a whole lot there. Drops it to Munoz. Munoz and Jason Freeman battle for it. Out of bounds. It goes off of Greencastle. And a throw-in for Chambersburg.
That's nice work there by Chambersburg to keep possession, but they just needed one more player up there to pass to. Greencastle defenders, again, more numerous than the offense.
So Butler again, the designated throw-in man for the Trojans. He will make the long toss, trying to get it into the box, and that's exactly what he does. In the air it goes. Big battle for the ball. Loose in the box. Oh. Nice job. I think that was Avery Wenger kicked that off the goal line as Chambersburg very close to getting that all-important first goal in this game.
I kept looking to see where Robinson was. He was down on the ground, and Wenger made a great play there.
And a foul on Chambersburg. So Avery Wenger stepping up for Greencastle, denying Chambersburg that goal. And again, how many times we have to say that in a game like this, two very evenly matched teams with two very nice defensive lines, a goal here in this game could most likely be a game winner. So Greencastle does a nice job to dodge a bullet there.
It looked like Chambersburg just couldn't really get a good foot on it at any time, and before they got a chance, Wagner got it out of there.
Ball back in play, knocked out of bounds on the far side to where Ian Gelsinger will make the throw in from his own 35. Up the field he goes, looking for Noblet. Ball played away by Chambersburg. Redding tries to take possession. He does. Crosses midfield. Redding with the ball past Tyler Hazel. Now gets it into the middle of the field, looking for Duncan. Duncan with a nice drop to Niewick. And his shot from about the 25-yard line or so sails wide of the net, so Bryson Robinson will get the ball back.
I think Connor had a chance to take at least one more touch on that ball. He probably didn't realize how open he was. He could have easily taken one more dribble before he let loose on that.
Did have some space, but he fires it wide of Robinson, so Chambersburg starting to establish themselves here early in the second half. As they had that great scoring chance that was denied by Avery Wenger, the defender for Greencastle, who knocked it off the goal line.
That's one of those plays where I really wish I could see a replay to see exactly what happened on that play that Wagner made.
We'll talk to Gary about that, get ourselves a replay machine for next year. As the ball goes out of play, and I think they're going to give the ball to Chambersburg.
There was some discussion over there about, I'm not sure exactly what happened.
Gary just rewound the feed. I couldn't see exactly what. Put that in front of the camera. So a little discussion on the far sideline.
We got both officials over there talking it out. Now they're going to discuss it. They're going to call a timeout.
So they will stop the clock at the 30-minute and 52-second mark here of the second half. No score between Greencastle and Chambersburg. John Freeman and Ed Gottwalls with you here as we can now say good afternoon. It's past 12 o'clock on this Saturday morning. Officials still discussing with the two. They're going to get a yellow card here.
Yep.
Is it just one or is it going to be two? A lot of times when you see a couple of guys going at it, they'll kind of give it to both to even things out, but it looks like it's only going to be
Butler.
A yellow card for the Chambersburg player. Or is that Hewitt? I think that's Hewitt, number 3, right?
That was a 3?
Yeah.
Yep, you're right. 3.
So Emmanuel Hewitt will come off the field for 5 minutes. So the second yellow card of the game.
Now it is going to be a free kick for Chambersburg, so there was a foul on Greencastle to start that.
Just, I guess we'll say after the play.
Yeah, it must have been.
The yellow card must have been. So the Trojans will have possession of the ball just past the midfield stripe. It looks to be Connor Niewick on the far side. Just inside the sideline on the far side. He'll put the ball in play from about the 44-yard line, so 54 yards from the Greencastle goal.
Coach is over here getting an explanation from the official.
Both teams looking to get set as we will get back in play. The clock will restart, and a nice kick into the box, and Avery Wenger there to head it out of trouble, at least temporarily for Greencastle. Chambersburg with the ball, looking to create something. Butler with it. Out of bounds it goes off of a Greencastle player. So Butler, once again, will throw in from around the 20-yard line or so as he will look to put it into the box. Scoring opportunity here for the Trojans. In it comes. Duncan is there. He's the tallest player in the field. He's unable to get a head on it. Now it's a loose ball. Battle for it. In it goes. There's a shot on goal, and it just goes wide. That was Tyler Luther who came up with a loose ball.
It was Luke Myers, I believe.
Or Luke Myers. Was it Myers?
He's 4.
4 or 14?
4.
Okay, it was 4. Okay. So Luke Myers, I thought it was 14, but it was 4 Luke Myers with a shot on goal. Got it past Robinson, but unfortunately for the Trojans, ball goes wide of the net. So a couple of good scoring chances here for Chambersburg in the early parts of the second half.
That was just a good hustle play there. A couple of players just kept the ball alive, and it popped out to Myers, and he got a decent shot off.
Loose ball and a foul called on the Trojans.
I think I can already see the officials are going to start calling a little closer now after that last little skirmish they had.
Gelsinger into the box, kicked away by the Trojans. Now Stuhler goes to get it. He can't get there. Hurley's going to throw it back towards the net, kind of off the side of the foot as it goes wide of the net. Out of play across the end line as we approach the 29-minute mark here of the second half. No score, Greencastle and Chambersburg. Andrew Armstrong, the goalkeeper for Chambersburg, to put it back in play. His goal kick back up to center field where Caleb Hurley off his head. Hurley, a name we've said many times today, up to Munoz for Chambersburg. Munoz guarded by Jason Freeman. Now back to the center of the field. He goes to Redding. Redding and Josh Klein do battle. Redding comes away with it. He goes up ahead to Niewick, and a nice job looking for Duncan in the center of the field. And Bryson Robinson able to come off his goal line to get to that ball before Duncan could and take away the goal-scoring chance for the Trojans.
It's a really nice pass by Redding. That time he found the hole, and Duncan was able to make a run for it, but good timing by Robinson.
Butler with the ball for Chambersburg. Back to the middle of the field he goes. That's number 14, Tyler Luther. He drops it to Redding. Redding looks to Luke Myers. Now back to the center of the field. Niewick, nice ball possession here by the Trojans. Comes loose, and Jason Freeman with a left foot will kick it out of danger, back into the Chambersburg end, out of bounds, out of play it goes. And Luke Myers with a throw in for the Trojans. He'll throw it back towards midfield. Niewick heads it across midfield, and then some contact around midfield, and going to get a foul on Chambersburg. Interesting call, a couple of players going for it there.
I think what happened is that the player went underneath of Hurley when he headed it. And I think normally they probably wouldn't have called that, but the way things are going a little bit here, they're calling a little closer.
And not a lot of contact, but apparently enough to get the foul. So Greencastle will take possession. Gelsinger from midfield will kick it across the field for Taylor Noblet. Taylors and Tylers make it kind of difficult. That ball goes off of the head of Taylor Noblet, out of bounds it goes. But I guess it did not cross the end line, it crossed the sideline down by that far corner flag. So it will be a throw-in for Chambersburg and not a goal kick. So Butler, again, will look to throw it as far as he can and try and get it out of trouble, and that's exactly what he does. Noblet looks to head it to Hurley. Hurley loses possession. Now it goes a battle for the ball. Redding and Klein. Klein goes down, and they will be a whistle and a call against the Trojans. So again, a couple of players battling for the ball.
Chambersburg now has 12 fouls, and Greencastle has 4. I'm not implying anything there. I'm just stating a fact.
That's just what it is, just how it's gone so far.
I think Chambersburg has to realize that if you do push right now, you're going to get called.
Far side, Gelsinger looks to go into the box. Rohrbaugh gets a head on it, but it goes wide of the net to where Luke Myers will play it back up across the sideline, where it will go out of bounds at around the Chambersburg 35-yard line. Gelsinger, again, getting his workout in. Coming from the center of the field, he will throw the ball in. Down he goes, far corner, looking for Josh Klein. Nice job there by Chambersburg to head it away from trouble, out of bounds. It goes. They're going to say it went off of Josh Klein.
No, I think they're going to call a foul before that. Yep.
So a foul on Greencastle.
Again, I think 10 minutes ago there probably wouldn't have been a foul, but it's okay. That's what you have to do to get the game back under control.
Free kick for the Trojans. Armstrong takes it. Up ahead, off the knee of Ben Freeman. He tries to advance it forward, but now Duncan takes it. He looks to drop it back for number 14. That's Tyler Luther. Luther back to Munoz. Now Munoz to the center of the field to Griffin Redding. Redding marked by Gelsinger. Nice battle there. He goes back to Myers. Now over to Chewy Munoz with a little bit of space. Back to Luther. Luther into the box, and a nice job by Tyler, or excuse me, I think that was number 3 for Greencastle as he knocks the ball away. Now Redding goes into the box looking for Duncan. Slowly rolling as a battle for the ball. Bryson Robinson coming out to make that play. Avery Wenger right there, number 3 for Greencastle, doing a nice job to shield Duncan to keep him away from that ball.
Chambersburg is doing a better job of getting the ball deep in Greencastle territory. They just haven't had too many opportunities from that, but I think Griffin Redding is doing a better job distributing the ball, and there's been a little bit more movement off the ball, which is what always helps.
15 minutes into this second half, and Chambersburg, for the most part, has controlled the possessions, and with the ball on Greencastle's side, certainly more than it has been the other way around. Now Greencastle taking the ball down the field, and out of bounds it goes, and it will be again another throw-in for Greencastle down around the 10-yard line, I guess we'll call it. 24 minutes, 15 seconds to go, second half, in a scoreless game between Greencastle and Chambersburg.
I would say Chambersburg has limited the number of times Gelsinger had a deep throw like this too, at least in the second half.
into the box. It goes off the head of Duncan and out of play. So, again, that's a situation where height kind of certainly helps you out. Duncan able to go up high and knock that ball out of play. But once again, it will be a corner kick.
I was going to say, the players were acting like it was going to be a goal kick, but
now
the referees are going to check again.
From here, well, I think
it is going to be a corner. Yeah.
See, from up here, it looked like it went off the head of Duncan. And again, he's probably a head taller than most of the Greencastle players on the offensive end. So it certainly makes sense that he would be the one to get a head on the ball. Klein's corner kick into the box. In the air it goes. Stuhler gets a head on it. That time in the air, and a nice job. Armstrong goes up to get it, to take it out of trouble. And Greencastle will lose possession as the Trojans will put it back in play on an Andrew Armstrong punt.
Armstrong did a good job in traffic that time to go up and get that ball and secure it with his hands.
Nice low kick from Armstrong across the center field stripe as Avery Wenger plays it back to his goalkeeper. So Robinson will punt it back into action. Tyler Luther with the little header across midfield. And I think they're going to get a handball call on Greencastle.
Yeah, Gelsinger clearly hit it with his hand. It wasn't intentional, so to speak, but he knocked it right down, so can't not call that one.
So free kick from the 39-yard line, 49 yards from goal for the Trojans. Connor Niewick will put it in play as he allows his teammates to get set. Little chip up into the box. There's a player there for Chambersburg. Luke Myers was down there, but Bryson Robinson does a nice job to step in front of him and take possession of the ball. Now a throw up the field as Niewick comes in, and
that was kind of a professional foul there. He just stopped play pretty much on that.
Try and play the ball, and just a little tap to knock the Greencastle player to the ground. And again, smart play because it slows down the flow of the Greencastle offense. Gelsinger will get things back in play with a long free kick down the field. Niewick tries to get it out of trouble, but he goes straight to Caleb Hurley. Now Hurley to Klein. Klein goes far side to Jason Freeman, a little bit behind him as it will roll across the sideline to Luke Myers, who will now throw the ball back into play for Chambersburg. Myers with a high throw looking for Duncan. Bounces over his head. Ben Freeman plays it to Caleb Hurley. Hurley double teamed, and Duncan does a nice job to take it from Hurley. Now Duncan throws it to the middle of the field. He has a man there. That was number 2, Butler. Butler tried to play it forward just a little too far.
All he needed was a better touch there. He'd have been in one-on-one.
And Bryson Robinson there for Greencastle to play Butler's pass. Back up to the center of the field we go. Munoz. That's Chewy Munoz with a little bit of space across the 30. He looks to go to the middle of the field to Redding. Redding with a left foot back to Munoz. Munoz turns, gets a shot off. And Bryson Robinson there for the save and cleared out by Hazel. And then the ball ricochets off the foot of Butler out of play.
Goalkeepers are having a good day here today.
Once again,
quality shot there.
Chambersburg with a great scoring opportunity. And back into the game is Asher Schwartz, who we saw leave about 15 minutes ago.
That's good to see.
He looks to maybe be favoring that right leg just a little bit, but certainly good to see him back on the field, as he was on the turf for a couple of minutes before being helped to his feet.
There's some nice give and go work there between Griffin Redding and Chewy Munoz, and Munoz able to get off the shot, and Robinson had to make a dive to get it.
Rob Hockman into the game for Greencastle. He replaces Taylor Noblet. Hockman with the ball, loses it to Chambersburg. Now Ben Freeman looks to go ahead to Caleb Hurley. Hurley with the header, Niewick with the header. A little bit of a bump there. And they're going to get Caleb Hurley on that. I
think he was a little frustrated because I think he thought he got pushed, and so he retaliated. Happens a lot.
Knocking Redding to the ground, so Chambersburg will put the ball back in play 50 yards from net.
I would say in the last 10 minutes or so, I think the Chambersburg midfield, Niewick and especially Griffin and Luther have been playing, getting the advantage on Greencastle, whereas before I think Hurley and Klein had the advantage to them on their side.
Yeah, certainly seeing a change in the flow to this game, playing a lot more on the Greencastle side. There's a chip by Niewick into the box. Rob Hockman plays it out of trouble, and then thrown back in by Chambersburg across the end line. It goes. Number 4, Luke Myers, trying to keep the ball in play. He's unable to get there, so it will be a goal kick for the Blue Devils. Approaching 19 minutes to go here.
Another thing I would say is Luke Myers, who is the right back, is up there in offense an awful lot this half.
So that's another kid that's logging a lot of miles in this game. Back to action we go. Schwartz battles for the ball. He can't quite control it. Now Rob Hochman throws it up the field down the far side. Rohrbaugh giving chase. And Chambersburg is there to take possession back to the middle of the field where Jason Freeman steps up. And both players kind of run into each other, but we're going to get a whistle.
There's one where I'm certain earlier they let that play because Greencastle kept possession and he wasn't really challenged at the moment, but they're going to call them all right now. You can see that.
A case where there's looked like two players going for the ball, and they both went to the ground, but they're going to have the foul on the Trojans as Gelsinger will put the ball in play 38 yards from the net. Little chip looking for Jason Freeman. He can't get a head on it. Chambersburg clears back to Gelsinger. Now Gelsinger looks to go to Tyler Hazel. He's challenged by Hewitt, and the ball rolls out of bounds off of Tyler Hazel, and a throw in now for Chambersburg as Butler back into the game for the Trojans.
He's coming in for Schwartz. I have a feeling they didn't like the way Schwartz was moving out there. We'll see. Or that's not, I'm sorry.
That's going to be number 5, Griffin Redding.
I'm sorry. Got the wrong guy there.
Who's done a nice job here in this second half. He'll take a bit of a break at the 17:50 mark of the second half. So the ball will be put back into play by Chambersburg, just inside their half of the field. I believe that's Niewick will put the ball in play. And he does exactly that. Nice long kick down the field, looking for Munoz, I believe. Ball goes over his head. Now Luke Myers again, the defender on the offensive end of the field, goes back to number 14, Tyler Luther, who had some space around the 15-yard line, but he got under that one just a little too much as the ball sails out of play well over top of the goal.
Once again, he might have had time to trap that, then take one touch and then fire. And it's, that's one of those things where, if you have a chance to look at the field before the ball comes to you, that's great. But most of the time you're concentrating on the ball. Kind of hard to take it all in.
Robinson with the goal kick back in play. Up ahead, Jared Rohrbaugh with the header looking for Stuhler. Chambersburg steps in now. Here come the Trojans back on the counterattack. Munoz with the ball played away by Avery Wenger. Wenger knocks the ball out of harm's way for now, but a throw in for Chambersburg. As Hewitt looking to make the play, he can't quite get there. Tyler Hazel clears it for Greencastle. Up ahead to Rohrbaugh. Rohrbaugh trying to make something happen. Nice job by the Chambersburg defense to take the ball away from him. Now near side to Butler. Butler marked by Freeman. Butler going to try and go down the sideline. Freeman's going to play him off the ball. And they bump and battle as it goes out of play. And they're going to say it's Chambersburg ball.
Yeah, I think they got that right. That was the trail official called that, but he had a better view, I think, than the lead official. So
that'll be a corner kick for the Trojans. 15 minutes, 50 seconds to go here in the second half. Corner kick, I believe, will be taken by Connor Niewick. As he sets it up, allows his teammates to get into play. And now what are we doing? Oh,
I see what they did. They called Freeman for a push.
Oh, okay. So it won't be a corner.
That's what it was. It'll be like a corner kick.
It'll be essentially.
Yeah.
Maybe from around the 2-yard line and about 5 yards into the field. So into the box it goes, a little too far for everybody, but Munoz is there to run it down on the far sideline. He's going to throw it into the box off a Greencastle defender, and Bryson Robinson is there to pull the ball out of the air for the Blue Devils.
Robinson has really good position so far today. Every time that he's been called on to make a save or bring a ball down, he's been right there.
15 minutes to go here in the second half of a scoreless game. John Freeman and Ed Gottwals with you on WRGG, as well as Mid-Penn Broadcasting, streaming video at Mid-Penn Broadcasting. Chambersburg looking to work possession here. Greencastle tries to clear it out, but they can't do it. Now Taylor Noblet had a chance to play it. He lets it go, wisely so, because that ball is off a Chambersburg player, as it looks like Josh Klein will be coming back into the game. For Greencastle, he will replace, I think, Rob Hochman. Or no, he's going to replace Noblet. Hochman's just going to come play this near midfield side. So Klein into the game for Taylor Noblet. Throw in by Gelsinger. Played off of a Chambersburg player and out of bounds. So Greencastle, again, will just move up about 20 yards and we'll do it all again. as we approach the 14-minute mark here of the second half in a scoreless game. Gelsinger throwing it into Rohrbaugh. Rohrbaugh off his head looking for Stuhler. Kicked out of harm's way by Luther. Back up the middle of the field where Schwartz and Wenger battle for it. Wenger comes away with that ball. Now he's going to look to go far side to Klein. Nice job there stepping in to knock the ball away as it goes out of bounds in a mad scramble. A couple of players on the field, and I think they're going to call that Greencastle's ball as they throw the ball back into play quickly. Looking to catch Chambersburg off guard, but nice job there by the Trojans. Now Klein's going to battle for it. Klein still with the ball, and a nice job coming across there is Aaron Maynard as he gets a foot on that Josh Klein cross to knock it across the goal line, but the Blue Devils will come away with that with a corner kick. 13-12 to go, second half. Greencastle, somebody looking to score a goal here. Klein with the chip off the corner kick. Rohrbaugh can't quite get a head on it. Now Jason Freeman throws it towards the net to Stuhler. Stuhler directs it towards goal. Doesn't get a whole lot on it, and Armstrong with the save.
That's probably Greencastle's best shot or best chance of the second half.
So Armstrong up to the midfield. Freeman heads it back across midfield. Now the Trojans are going to throw it down into the Greencastle end as the ball ricochets off of number 3 Hewitt and right to Bryson Robinson. So Robinson will gather possession and knock the ball back towards midfield where Niewick will head it over to Hurley. Now Hurley battles for it. He can't quite get possession. Now Tyler Luther tries his hand at it. Now chewing Munoz. Munoz with some nice footwork and a couple of nice passes as Munoz tries to get through the middle of the field, but Greencastle's defense and midfield there to try and slow him down.
Just one too many dribbles there.
Now Schwartz looks to go to Butler. Ben Freeman steps in, deflects that pass away to Hockman. Hockman and Myers do battle. Comes loose back to the middle of the field where Niewick and Stuhler will play for it. Now back to the defensive line for Chambersburg up ahead. And now Luke Myers throws it down to Butler. Butler has a little bit of space down that right side. Butler into the box, has a man there. Schwartz is loose, the ball is loose. And Schwartz gets knocked to the ground and no whistle. So fortunate, depending on how you want to look at it, fortunate for Greencastle, unfortunate for Chambersburg. Contact in the box, but no call.
Once again, Robinson was in great position there because that was a great play, but Butler brought the ball down the right side and crossed in the middle, and Schwartz didn't have anybody on him for a few seconds and got the shot off and then went to get the rebound, and honestly it looked like he was pushing it back, but that's one of those ones the referee you don't want to have the game decided on a penalty kick.
At the end,
that was probably 50-50, I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's one of those calls that if he would have called it, you really couldn't argue against it. So again, break for the Blue Devils, unfortunate for the Trojans, but at the end of the day, Chambersburg will come away with a corner kick. So 10 minutes, 50 seconds to go here in the second half. Chambersburg still in an advantageous position as they will look to get the game's first goal off the corner kick. Into the box it goes, a low kick headed away by Avery Wenger back towards the middle of the field where Tyler Luther will play it. Luther looking to work the ball downfield. Now he goes ahead. I believe that was Redding with the ball on the far side. Again, small numbers on the back of the Chambersburg jerseys. Can be a little tough to see. Ball played out of bounds by Tyler Hazel for Greencastle. Butler, again, the designated throw-in man for Chambersburg. He will make the throw across the field. Looking to put the ball in the box. That's exactly what he does. Mad scramble for the ball, and a ball comes right to number 3, Emmanuel Hewitt. But he kicks the ball right to Bryson Robinson, who's right there to make the save. So again, another good scoring chance for the Trojans, unable to capitalize.
Robinson didn't have to do as much on that one, only because the ball came straight to him, but he is in the perfect position.
Yeah, fortunately that ball was kicked right at him, but Hewitt had a great opportunity. Ball came free, and he was about 15 yards from the net with really no one around him. And now a whistle down on the far side, and we're going to get a foul on Greencastle.
Yep.
I think we may have a injured player as the clock is stopped. Noblet will come out. He'll be replaced by Cam McKee.
He may have some blood to deal with. I think that's what that is.
Yeah, it looks like maybe a bloody nose or a bloody lip. So Noblet will be attended to on the sideline as Cameron McKee into the game for Greencastle. And we'll have a free kick for the Trojans. Little chip towards the box. Schwartz puts a head on it, but McKee is there for Greencastle to kick it out of trouble. Back to Luther. Luther's going to left foot it back towards Schwartz, and a nice play there.
Oh, man.
Oh, give Asher Schwartz did a really nice job to create some space there, knocking a Greencastle player out of the way, and I believe that was Hewitt. Butler, that the ball came free, and Butler had a really nice scoring opportunity, but again, Bryson Robinson there for the Blue Devils.
He actually kind of saved that partly with his hands and partly with his legs. He's just been in perfect position.
So another great scoring opportunity for the Trojans. But Robinson is there. Back comes Chambersburg again. Up ahead, Hewitt with the ball. Nice job there by Tyler Hazel to kind of work Hewitt off the ball as Robinson was able to come out and gather possession for Greencastle.
That was classic defense there by Hazel. Because for a moment, Hewitt had inside position, but he kept with it and eventually got right inside his shoulder.
Ball comes free again, rolls through the box, and Tyler Hazel there to kick it out of bounds, out of harm's way for Greencastle. But again, the Trojans continuing this offensive pressure, and Ed, it's just one of those things where you have to wonder, how much longer can Greencastle keep the Trojans out of the net?
They're certainly getting their chances piling up here. Robinson has been the man so far in the second half for Greencastle.
So a throw in for Butler once again into the box. It's on the ground, comes free, and there's a shot by, I think that was, I'm not sure who got that shot off, but it just barely sailed over the crossbar. I think they're going to say that was Chewy Munoz, number 17. Right. Ball came free. Munoz had some space, and again, a nice shot, just a little over the crossbar. So Robinson will put it back in play with a goal kick as Taylor Noblet back into the game for Greencastle to replace Cam McKee. Noblet came off a few minutes ago with maybe a bloody nose, but apparently that's been patched up, and he's back on the field. So now Greencastle's offense, who's been quiet here in the second half, going to look to get things going. Jason Freeman across the field. Josh Klein with the ball. Klein looking to make something happen, just doesn't have the space as the ball comes free and is knocked out of play by Klein across the end line. So Andrew Armstrong, who's had a relatively quiet second half, will now put the ball back in play with a goal kick.
Yeah, he's only had to make one save in this half, while Robinson has 4.
7 minutes to go here in a scoreless game in the second half. Stuhler heads the ball back to Armstrong. Now Armstrong tries to play it out of trouble. Ball is loose out around the 25-yard line. Freeman looks to head the ball back towards the box, but Chambersburg's defense is there to knock it back towards midfield, where Ben Freeman will have a left foot down the near sideline. Ball bouncing as Rohrbaugh gives chase. A couple of Chambersburg defenders there to try and shield him out of the way, and that's exactly what they do.
He called a push there.
You're going to call a push or a goal kick. Push, I think, is what it's going to be. So it'll be a free kick from that spot. Coming down on 6 minutes here in the second half. Still scoreless between Greencastle and Chambersburg, but Chambersburg certainly more than their fair share of chances here in the second half.
I tell you, Schwartz is really good about using his body and getting his arms in front of the defender's body to create a little bit of space.
Now Hewitt and Redding, a little two-man action on the far side. Back to Munoz. Munoz with some space. Munoz, left foot, does a nice job to get around a Greencastle player. Goes up ahead. That's Hewitt.
Side of the net.
Side of the net. So a nice job there again. That's Emmanuel Hewitt coming free with a left-footed shot. Just pushed a little too far to the side. And again, it hit the net, but into the side of the net and just kind of stuck there.
I'm not sure if he was trying to go far post, but that would have been the play. But he hit it near post and too much post, not enough near or whatever.
So the Blue Devils dodge another bullet. Back we go to action as Redding will throw the ball down into the near corner. Robinson will come out to make the play around the goal line. The football goal line, we'll say. So Bryson with a punt back towards midfield. Caleb Hurley will be there to try and play a header. Goes to Brandon Stuhler. Stuhler looks to go ahead to Freeman. Jason Freeman with the ball. He throws it down into the far corner for Rohrbaugh. And again, a shield play there as Chambersburg does a nice job to keep Rohrbaugh from getting to the ball. Out of play it goes across the end line.
I think you got to wonder here, Chambersburg put on all this pressure. They got to be worried about a Greencastle counter because Chambersburg's wing defenders are definitely pushing up in this I'd say last 20 minutes. That's part of the reason why they're putting so much pressure on. Always taking a chance on getting burned, though.
Back into action we go, off the head of Griffith Redding, now played at midfield. Hurley looks to go back to his defensive line, but a foul is called on Chambersburg. Greencastle puts the ball quickly back in play with a free kick. Klein looks to go to Stuhler. Nice play there by Luther to take it away from Stuhler. Now the ball's free, and Jason Freeman with a shot and a nice save by Armstrong. Like you said, Ed, a quick counterattack from Greencastle almost paid off.
This is some good end-to-end stuff here.
Some good scoring opportunities on both end, and some nice play by the goaltenders on both end as well.
Yes.
Jason Freeman came free and put a nice shot on goal, but Armstrong was just a little bit better.
And you can see nothing and think it's a pretty boring game, but it's anything but. The goalkeepers are doing a great job in there.
Here come the Trojans. Hewitt into the box, and a header back towards the center of the field. Schwartz wasn't there, and Caleb Hurley will play it out of trouble back towards midfield to where Tyler Luther will try and take possession and reset. He gets the ball to Redding. Now Redding's going to throw it into the middle, looking for Butler, played away by number 3, Avery Wenger, up to Caleb Hurley. Hurley looks to go to Klein, intercepted by Chambersburg, but the Blue Devils get possession back as Klein and Redding battle for it. Now Klein goes far side to Jason Freeman. It's going to go out of bounds off of Greencastle. Quickly back into play. Oh, a player fell down. Stuhler fell down as well. Just kind of got their feet tangled up. Good no call there.
Yeah, Stuhler ended up getting knocked down, but he sort of tripped over the Chambersburg player who had fallen down before that. So
Trojans back with possession. Butler looks to go to the middle of the field looking for Munoz. Too far for him. Caleb Hurley will play the ball for Greencastle. He looks up for Rohrbaugh. Can't quite get it to him as the ball comes back to midfield to Luther. Now Luther back to Redding. I think Redding may want to go reverse field, but no, he's going to come back near side. Butler with the ball. Kicked away by Freeman. Nice defense there for Greencastle as the ball goes back to the midfield. Chambersburg once again establishing possession. Now a run by Munoz. Munoz with the ball. He looks to go inside. I think we're going to have an offsides. Chambersburg was able to put the ball in the net as that was Emmanuel Hewitt, but I think they're going to say Hewitt was offsides.
From here, which is not the best angle, it looked like he might have had a couple steps.
So
to the offside.
So an offsides call negates what would have been our first goal of the game as we now trickle under 2 minutes in the, we'll say regulation time now, because certainly looking like we could be heading to overtime here in this contest. Scoreless matchup. Minute 46 to go, second half. Trojans certainly going to try and do something to say that, and then some contact down on the far end between Hewitt and Hazel. Greencastle going to throw it upfield looking for Stuhler. Stuhler with a run, but a nice job as Armstrong played back to Armstrong, and he'll just kick the ball as hard as he can to kind of take the...
That was Caleb Gaiman making the play back to the keeper there. He's done a nice job at defense.
Take the pressure off of that. So now Greencastle with a quick throw in up ahead to Stuhler. Stuhler and Gaiman will do battle for it. Gaiman does a nice job to knock it away, but Greencastle will have a throw in around their around 15 yards from net with a minute to go here in regulation time. And now Greencastle's going to push a couple of defenders up the field as Avery Wenger, the defender, moves into the offensive box, into the Chambersburg box. Big throw in from Gelsinger. In it goes. A header! Oh, almost. I think it was either Stuhler or Freeman that got ahead on that, and Noblet and Wenger were there on the near post, but they're just unable to get a foot on it and put it in. So a scoring opportunity for Greencastle there.
Yeah, the skim header put the ball past Armstrong, so there was definitely a great chance for Greencastle, but they just couldn't get enough on the ball.
Now Klein and Munoz battle for it. Chambersburg will keep possession. 20 seconds to go here in regulation as the ball off the head of Schwartz, I believe, to Robinson. And Robinson will take his time. And again, Ed, as we tick down to 10 seconds, we're certainly looking like we're headed to overtime here. As Greencastle, one last chance. I don't think they're going to have enough time to really get anything done here as the ball harmlessly rolls to Armstrong. And that's exactly where we are headed to overtime here in this game between Greencastle and Chambersburg. We've played 80 minutes of soccer. A couple of great scoring opportunities here in this second half for both squads, and a couple of great saves for the goaltenders.
That's true. Chambersburg kind of turned it around in the second half. It is up 3, 5, 7. Chambersburg had 9 shots to 5 for Greencastle in the second half. So the stats are pretty much even out now for the entire game, but Chambersburg definitely had, I would say, in the course of the game, they've had more opportunities, especially here in the second half. Greencastle's offense they just didn't get the ball there enough to have too much going on in the second half, but that's the thing with their offense is so dangerous, it only takes one.
Absolutely. We're going to take a quick break, a 5-minute intermission period before we get to our first 10-minute overtime. So we are going to take a break here. We're in the second half intermission as we get ready to play overtime. Greencastle and Chambersburg, no score so far through 80 minutes of soccer. You're listening to Trojan and Blue Devil Boys Soccer on WRGG 93.7 FM, WRGG.org, and also streaming video at midpennbroadcasting.com.
Everybody likes having more room. Sometimes it's your living space at home, but sometimes it could be finding more room in your budget. That's why F&M Trust offers the home equity loan and the home equity line of credit. The loan helps with home improvements, and the line of credit adds in more flexibility for future purchases. Either home equity choice will help with consolidating bills, too. Right now, F&M Trust has great low home equity rates, so you can add more room just the way you like. Learn more at fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
Greencastle Eye Care Center has been the area's premier eye care provider since 1984. Dr. Sandra Fink-Freeman and Dr. Charlie Parsons provide comprehensive eye exams, including medical eye exams and contact lens fittings for patients from age 1 to over 100. The office has a complete optical department with a wide variety of frames for adults and children. Conveniently located in the John Grove Medical Center off Exit 5 along I-81, Greencastle Eye Care Center is your family eye care provider. Always accepting new patients. Call us at 717-597-7708.
Let the proven experts at Greencastle Notary Services handle your vehicle title and tag needs for Pennsylvania and Maryland. Instant registration for Pennsylvania, ATV and boat registration for Pennsylvania only. Greencastle Notary Services can take care of all your vehicle documentation needs. Greencastle Notary Services is conveniently located in downtown Greencastle near the post office at 38 East Baltimore Street. Open Monday through Friday 9 to 6, Saturday 10 to 1. Phone 717-597-3600.
Del Martin Incorporated, a full-service advertising agency, has been serving the tri-state area for 35 years. We specialize in screen printing and embroidered clothing. Del Martin Incorporated supplies a full range of brand-name uniforms for athletic, work, and medical applications, and a full line of advertising essentials. We have an in-house artist ready to put your ideas to work for you. T-shirts for schools, clubs, churches, and events. Del Martin Incorporated, 21 Sarah Susan Lane, Greencastle. Phone 717-597-5751 or online at delprint.com.
Welcome back to Trojan Stadium, and good afternoon, everyone. We are getting set to start overtime here. Greencastle and Chambersburg, no score through 80 minutes of soccer. Two teams will flip ends, and we will get there. Actually, no, still on the same side. Or actually, no, they did flip ends as we'll get ready to start the first 10-minute overtime, sudden death overtime. So the first team to score will be the winner in this contest.
If somebody scores.
If somebody scores. 2 10-minute overtimes, correct, Ed?
Yes.
No penalty shots, so this game could end in a tie. It's a regular season game, so you don't have to have a winner like you do in the playoffs.
To be honest with you, a tie right now would probably be a just result because both teams have had their moments.
Yeah.
Greencastle dominated a little more early and Chambersburg a little bit more late, but really great play by the goaltenders, by the goalkeepers has kept this game scoreless. It's not for lack of action, that's for sure.
Out of bounds, the ball goes off of, I think they're going to say that went off of Hewitt for Chambersburg, so a throw in for Greencastle, and a nice job there as the ball comes back into play. And Once again, Chambersburg kind of dominated play in that second half. They're going to look to try and continue that here in the overtime. Greencastle looking to go to Rohrbaugh. Rohrbaugh double-teamed, and a nice job there by Griffin Redding to take the ball away from Rohrbaugh. Rohrbaugh looking to go to Schwartz. Now Schwartz near side. That is a shot on goal by Emmanuel Hewitt. And I don't think he got as much on that as he wanted to, but Bryson Robinson again there to make the save for Greencastle.
I've been really impressed with Robinson's positioning on all these plays from Chambersburg here lately. He just seems to be in the exact perfect spot to make the save without much drama.
Loose ball on the other end. Caleb Hurley with it. He'll throw it down looking for Stuhler, but he can't get there. I believe it was Gaiman there for Chambersburg to knock that ball away from Stuhler, and a nice job again. He didn't start the game, but he's played most of the game on the defensive end and done a really nice job keeping Stuhler and Jared Rohrbaugh quiet here for these two Greencastle strikers. Now Stuhler looks to play it ahead for Taylor Noblet. He can't quite get there. Nice defense by Chambersburg. Out of play it goes, and I believe that's going to be a corner kick for the Blue Devils. Under 8 minutes to go here in this first overtime. So Josh Klein will get things set up here for the corner kick for the Blue Devils.
It'll be the fourth one of the game for Greencastle.
Klein, little kick into the box. Rohrbaugh can't quite get ahead on it as it sails just over his. Now Chewy Munoz will come away with the ball for Chambersburg. He looks to go up to Hewitt. Hewitt tries to get past Caleb Hurley. Ball goes out of bounds. Throw in for Greencastle. Hurley quickly into Stuhler. Stuhler looks to go into the box, but off of the foot of a Trojan and out of bounds it goes. So another corner kick for Greencastle will be their second one here early in this first overtime. Ed, we said these two teams, it was a scrimmage, wasn't a real game, but they played to a 1-1 tie about a month and a half ago, and certainly they're showing why these two teams are so even here so far this afternoon.
Yeah, both teams, I think both teams are playing well. I mean, there's been some miscommunications a couple times and things like that, but for the most part, you can tell they're both good teams. They're both playing a quality game. It's just that, it's kind of ebbs and flows a little bit, and Chambersburg certainly had at the end of the regulation there, but kind of even so far in this overtime.
Back to action. Klein's corner kick was easily played by Armstrong, and now the Trojans looking to possess the ball up the field. Greencastle takes it away. Hurley with a left foot looking for Rohrbaugh. Played away by the Trojans. Now Redding and Klein battling for it, something they've done a good part of this second half and into overtime.
Yeah, they have.
Ball cleared away by Ben Freeman down the far end looking for Stuhler. Headed away there by Maynard from Stuhler. Now Stuhler's going to battle for it with Maynard. Out of bounds it goes. Ball last touched by Chambersburg, so a throw in for the Blue Devils.
And here comes the long jaunt for Gelsinger again.
Down the field he goes. He'll get
he might
the
be
ball.
getting slower as the game goes on just a little bit.
Yeah, I tell you what, one thing to look forward to, Greencastle doesn't really substitute a whole lot. Chambersburg a few more substitutions, so you're gonna have to wonder about fitness here in this overtime period. As Chambersburg may be the fresher of the two teams. We'll certainly see how that plays out. Battle for the ball as Luther and Rohrbaugh going at it. Both get a little physical there, and Luther knocks it away from Rohrbaugh out of bounds. So again, now Gelsinger finds himself on the far end of the field with a throw into Klein. Klein with some space, surveys the field, looks to go into the box and over the head of Rohrbaugh, and Noblet just about a step or two behind, unable to get there as Armstrong does a nice job to step in front to make that play for Chambersburg. Halfway through the first overtime, as the punt goes down the field, now it's going to be Freeman running forward and Schwartz, and some contact there as Schwartz takes possession. He's going to throw it into the box. Wenger does a nice job to get it out of play, and Redding coming in on a free ball with a kick, kind of a bouncing ball, tough to get a good shot off. And it just I think it hits off his ankle and rolls wide of the net. So
yeah, that was going to be a tough one to hit there. The ball was coming out nicely to him, but it was kind of bouncing and spinning. It wasn't like it was rolling on the ground nice and he could just plant and hit. It was kind of a weird bounce a little bit.
It goes out of play. Bryson Robinson will return the ball back to play on a goal kick and a quick whistle.
I don't think those subs are off yet.
Oh, you're right. Schwartz coming out, Duncan into the game.
Schwartz made a nice play along the sideline over there. I think Greencastle was thinking the ball might have gone out of bounds, but Schwartz was able to keep it just in, and then he was able to get the cross off to Redding.
So we'll retry the goal kick. Under 4 minutes to go here in the first overtime. Munoz and Hurley battling for that header ball. Neither player gets it. Ball goes free. And now the Trojans will take possession at midfield. Looking to go ahead to Duncan. He off his head looking for Butler, not there. Now here's Redding with the ball as Hazel tries to play it. Deflected off of Hazel back towards goal where Robinson is there to gather it up and punt the ball back towards midfield to Josh Klein. He and Newick battle for it. Now Greencastle's Jason Freeman throws the ball downfield looking for Stuhler. Stuhler and Gaiman battling. Now Brandon comes away with possession, goes to the middle of the field to Klein. Klein had a little bit of space. He throws it towards the net, but well over the crossbar and out of play for a goal kick for Chambersburg.
This has pretty much been 50-50 here in the overtime period.
Armstrong will put the ball back in play. Under 3 minutes to go here in overtime number 1. His kick up the field. Jason Freeman heads it down to Stuhler. Stuhler looking to create some space, but again, Gaiman, nice job on the defensive end. As Myers kicks it up to Duncan. Now Duncan with a little bit of space. He throws it up ahead, and the ball is free. Oh, I don't think Munoz knew exactly where he was. He had Robinson out of net, and he had an empty net, but I think his back was to the goal, and he just kind of hurried the shot, and it went wide of the net.
I don't think he had much time to decide, but if he'd have taken like one more second to just turn a look, he might have been able to realize, hey, I can just bunt this in there. But nice hustle play to get to that point, but just didn't quite finish it.
So a goal kick for Robinson as we approach the 2-minute mark here of the first overtime period. Now Armstrong's going to kick it up to Newick. Newick in the center of the field. He goes over to Redding. Redding kind of a back heel to Duncan. Gelsinger steps in to break that up. Now Hurley with the ball. Nice footwork there by Josh Klein. Goes cross field to Gelsinger. Gelsinger is going to drop it back to Wenger. Wenger looking for Klein and step in to play that is Aaron Maynard. Now the Trojans looking to establish possession here, but Gelsinger breaks that up. Back and forth action here in this first overtime. Noblet looking to go to Rohrbaugh. Rohrbaugh down the near side has a little bit of space. He's guarded by 2 Trojans. Gets it back to Noblet. Little chip into the box, but headed away from trouble by Maynard. Ball comes free, and Gaiman will kick the ball out of play. So a throw-in for the Blue Devils with 1:15 to go here in the first overtime.
2 good chances there for Greencastle. They put the ball right in the middle of the box, but both times Gaiman was there to get it out of play.
So Gelsinger will put the ball in play as we hit the last minute of overtime number 1. Into the box it goes. Duncan heads it out of trouble. Now Klein looking to battle for possession. He has it. A little bit of space. Now a left footer into the box. Hurley with a drive and a nice save by Andrew Armstrong. So maybe the best scoring opportunity of the first overtime. But Andrew Armstrong comes up big for the Trojans.
That was a great play by Greencastle. Nice. Klein dropped that ball back nicely on the ground with a good pace. And Hurley made a nice shot out of it. Just, again, the goalkeeper was there where he needed to be there.
Hewitt looking to control the ball. It comes away from him onto the far sideline to Redding, his teammate. Redding's going to slow things down, let his team get in position. Under 20 seconds to go here in the first overtime. Ball goes out of play. Chambersburg will have a throw-in with 10 seconds left. Trojans going to have to hurry or we're headed to overtime number 2. Throw-in into the box. Headed up in the air. A battle for it. Munoz gets... And there's a shot on goal by Redding as Robinson is there to make the save. 10 minutes of overtime, not enough, Ed. 90 minutes of soccer. We're going to overtime 2, and unfortunately I have to get out of here, so Gary Klein's going to take over for overtime number 2. You're listening to Blue Devil and Trojan Soccer. No score here through 80 minutes of overtime and 80 minutes of regulation and 10 minutes of overtime. You're listening to Blue Devil and Trojan Soccer on WRGG 93.7 FM, WRGG.org, also midpenbroadcasting.com.
Fall is fabulous in Franklin County. County. Whether it is in your own backyard or as a weekend getaway. Lots of apples, pumpkins, hay mazes, hay rides, fall foliage, festivals, and more. Saturday, October 21st is Apple Fest in downtown Chambersburg. 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Everything apples, artisans, art, fun, entertainment by finalists of this year's Acapella and Unplugged. Fun for the whole family. Then try to find your way out of a 10-acre corn maze at Country Creek Produce Farm on Enter Road in Chambersburg. Great fall fun is waiting in Franklin County. For more to see and do, visit explorefranklincountypa.com.
Hi, I'm Greg Kennedy, General Manager, Blaze Alexander Chevrolet in Greencastle. Due to record-breaking sales the past 3 months, we're bringing back cash for junkers. Push, pull, or drag it in, and you'll receive $34.50 over fair condition KBB minus recondition. If you don't have a junker, no problem. We'll still give you $34.50 over fair condition KBB for your current vehicle. Over $17,000 off a new 2017 Silverado 1500. Stock number G2403. 0% financing available in everything, including the redesigned 18 Traverse. Our used vehicle super center with over 2,500 pre-owned available. Over 1,000 new Chevys available. We offer free PA state inspections for everyone. Free
Okay, back to overtime, too, at Ed Gottwald.
Okay, Gary. I'll tell you, for a nothing game, this is one of the better ones you'll ever see. There's lots of action both ends. I think the stars of the game are the goalkeepers at this point. Greencastle on the attack now with Josh Klein bringing it down in the box, toward the box. His cross is cut off by Gaiman, though. Gelsinger steps up to make the play, and Greencastle gets another chance here. And that time they just kind of messed up a little communication, and the ball is going to roll over the end line. Chambersburg goal kick. These players are getting a good workout today. That's been end-to-end action. So Armstrong going to take the goal kick. Cleared back by Gelsinger, and Gaiman again with the header for Chambersburg. He's really hung in there well against Brandon Stoller for most of the day. Between he and Aaron Maynard, they've done a really good job. Now we're going to get a throw in for Chambersburg down the left side. Cleared out by the Greencastle defense. And there's Maynard with the header. Stoller ends up with the ball and has a through pass for Greencastle, but Armstrong's there to pick it up. I was trying to hit Jason Freeman on that pass. A lot of midfield play here so far in this overtime. And there's a ball kicked out of bounds by Chambersburg, so Greencastle get a throw in. We're down to just over 8 minutes to go. Gelsinger with the throw. And Luke Myers heads it out of bounds again. So a repeat. Again, Andrew Armstrong comes out to make a play on that ball. It was headed in toward the edge of the box, and he got there before Brandon Stoller was able to. And Greencastle kicks it out of bounds on the far side. Chambersburg trying to hold it. Munoz trying to get past somebody, but he gets broken up. Here we have Stoller being beaten to the ball by Gaiman, and he kicks it, and then back to the goalkeeper, and Armstrong kicks it out of play. Right now, Greencastle's had the possession a little bit more in this overtime. We're down to just over 7 minutes, and here comes another Gelsinger throw-in. He ought to be getting tired of throwing the ball, too, as much as he's done it. That's going to be another throw-in for Greencastle. A little bit further down the field. Still a long way from goal. Gelsinger's going to put it in the mix and see what happens here. Ball bounces once and then it's cleared by Chambersburg. Hewitt got his foot on that. Greencastle had moved a lot of people up in there, so now that everybody's trying to come back. Still Greencastle ball. Caleb Hurley with the control. He passes over to Jason Freeman. Tries to hit Stuhler, and once again, Gaiman is there. This time, Gaiman heads it. It's going to be a goal kick. And we're down under 6 minutes to play. Chambersburg really hasn't had a chance to get down on offense in this second every time. And Hurley gets the header there. Niewick sends it out to the left side, but it's going to go out of bounds. So another Greencastle throw. Skim header to Stuhler. He drops it back to Hurley. Hurley looking for somebody to pass to. It goes down the right wing. And there's a battle for the ball. Looks like it's going to be a goal kick. Now we got a whistle and a substitution. Omario Duncan's going to come in the game for Chambersburg for Amin Butler. Again, Caleb Hurley's there. There's going to be a hold called on Greencastle. Now Chambersburg's got to have a chance at possessing in their own end, or Greencastle's end here. And we're down under 5 minutes to go. Now Chambersburg delays a little bit to get more players up on the offensive end. Niewick's kick came to Schwartz, and he was able to trap it. Took a left-footed shot, but it went wide of the net. In overtime so far, Chambersburg has come up with 5 shots to 2 for Greencastle. 2 on goal, 1 on goal for Greencastle. Bryson Robinson taking a goal kick now. Munoz controlling the ball, dribbling it in toward the box. Feeds Schwartz. Schwartz takes a dribble, steps over the ball, tries to get a shot, and it gets it blocked. Now Luke Myers picks it up to Niewick. He finds Hewitt, back to Niewick. Now to the left side. I think that's Redding over there. He gets possession again. It's back in the box to Schwartz. Can't control. There's going to be a foul against Chambersburg when the roll ball got taken down. So Chambersburg did have possession there for a while. Got some decent looking opportunities, but now Greencastle's back with a free kick. Ball skimmed in by Greencastle, but nobody was there. Gives Chambersburg a chance to clear it, but they do, and it goes out of bounds. So another Gelsinger throw-in coming up, I imagine. Yes, we will. And we're down to 3 minutes to go. This has kind of been a staple of Greencastle's offense for a number of years. Have somebody with a good throw-in, and they send it into the middle and hope they get a good bounce and somebody can crack one in. And the throw gets in there, and ball jostles around. Nobody can get a foot on it. It's still bobbling around. Still, and I believe that's going to be a jump in on Greencastle. So Chambersburg will have a free kick coming out. And that time they're going to call it against Chambersburg. A little too aggressive on that one. So Gelsinger's going to take a free kick from right about midfield. And we're down to just about 2 minutes to go. He sends it in. Greencastle did get a head on it, but it nodded it wide of the goal. And nobody could catch up to it, so we're going to have a Chambersburg goal kick. Taylor Noblet comes back in the game for Greencastle. So Armstrong taking the goal kick here. Kind of short. And Stoller's running onto the ball. didn't make a very good play on that. Unfortunately, it was spinning away from him, and he just couldn't control it. Chambersburg possession. Maynard looks like it went off Stoller's foot. It's going to be a Chambersburg throw with 1:15 left. Greencastle gains possession on the far side. Looks like Josh Klein, and he has it taken away by Maynard. Hurley makes a steal. Takes a shot that's blocked by Gaiman. Nobody can gain possession here now. Finally cleared away by Maynard out toward the Greencastle end. Luke Myers with a header. Gelsinger kicks it out of bounds. So Chambersburg gets a throw in around midfield. Myers throws it into Mario Duncan, but cleared away right away by Ben Freeman, excuse me. Now it's Rohrball with the ball. Trying to find Stoller. He does. There's about 25 seconds left. Stoller tries to, really good defense again by Caleb Gaiman. He's really doing a good job on Stoller. Now Chambersburg with a rush. Here comes Munoz up, carrying it into Greencastle's end. Makes another dribble. He's going to try to maybe get a shot. Now he tries to pass to Swartz. Swartz, nice play by Greencastle's Caleb Hurley. Schwartz tried to make a nice play inside, and Hurley knocked it away. So we are done. Time has expired. Game's going to finish as a 0-0 tie. Probably deserved to have a tie. Both teams had chances. Both teams had spells where they were dominating, but in the end, two good teams are going to have to come away with a tie. So Greencastle win the regular season with a 15-2-1 record. Chambersburg going to be 10-3-4. And I have to say, with a tie, it looks like I don't think either team is going to be too affected as far as the playoffs go. So I would expect next week, not this coming week, the week after that when districts start, I would expect both teams to be hosting a playoff game first round. Okay, that's it from here.
And we'll be back with the post-game show and some final comments after these messages.
In Franklin County, whether it is in your own backyard or as a weekend getaway. Lots of apples, pumpkins, hay mazes, hay rides, fall foliage, festivals, and more. Saturday, October 21st is Apple Fest in downtown Chambersburg, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Everything apples, artisans, art, fun, entertainment by finalists of this year's Acapella and Unplugged. Fun for the whole family. Then try to find your way out of a 10-acre corn maze at Country Creek Produce Farm on Enter Road in Chambersburg. Great fall fun is waiting in Franklin County. For more to see and do, visit ExploreFranklinCountyPA.com.
Hi, I'm Greg Kennedy, General Manager, Blaze Alexander Chevrolet in Greencastle. Due to record-breaking sales the past 3 months, we're bringing back cash for junkers. Push, pull, or drag it in, and you'll receive $34.50 over fair condition KBB, minus recondition. If you don't have a junker, no problem. We'll still give you $34.50 over fair condition KBB for your current vehicle. Over $17,000 off a new 2017 Silverado 1500, stock number G2403. 0% financing available in everything, including the redesigned 18 Traverse. Our used vehicle super center with over 2,500 pre-owned available. Over 1,000 new Chevys available. We offer free PA state inspections for everyone. Free service loaners. Free Saturday car washes from 9 to 12. And with the credit doctors Mike and Nate, everybody drives. The lowest prices online at BlazeChevy.com. The price you see is the price you pay. If you don't have a Blaze Alexander logo in the back of your vehicle, you pay too much. This is why we're the area's #1 volume Chevy dealer. By taking deals the other guys won't. Blaze Alexander Chevrolet in Greencastle. Find new roads.
Se habla español.
Okay, we're back here at Trojan Stadium, where we just had a scoreless draw between Greencastle, Antrim, and Chambersburg. Very well played boys soccer game. Stats are pretty even, as you might expect. For the game, Greencastle went up with 15 shots. Chambersburg had 17. Corner kicks, Greencastle had 4 to Chambersburg's 2. Fouls, Greencastle had 13, Chambersburg 17. But I think the biggest stat of the game was the goalkeepers. Greencastle's goalkeeper Bryson Robinson had 8 saves. Chambersburg's Andrew Armstrong had 6, and I would say both of them probably had at least 3 or 4 quality saves that stopped a really good scoring chance. So I think, and also Chambersburg did have a goal that was called back for offsides, which from here I think it was a good call. So, but a lot of action for a nothing game. That was certainly exciting.
So it can be exciting when it's a nothing game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you didn't watch it, you'd probably think, but it was interesting.
And Greencastle will move on to play State College Tuesday night?
That's correct in this Mid-Penn semifinals, and that'll be a home game for Greencastle.
Okay, these are the Mid-Penn and Chambersburg?
They get next week off.
Okay.
State College is the Commonwealth champ, so they will play Greencastle. Chambersburg they don't have no games left on their schedule, so they're not playing next week. Give them a chance to just kind of relax a little bit and recoup.
And it looks like both Greencastle and Chambersburg will have that first round home game in the districts.
Yeah, I think so. Right now, Chambersburg's ranked 5th in 4A, and Greencastle's ranked 3rd in 3A, and the top 8 in both those classes get a home game the first round. So I think I just don't think Chambersburg's going to lose much in the way of ratings because Greencastle's record's so good that it's going to be especially since they drew. I don't think there's going to be a big change there.
Yeah, nothing. They're really on the surface. It looks like there should not be any change at all. Yeah,
and before today, this probably won't work out this way, but Chambersburg ranked 5th. They would play the 12th seeded team if that's the way it finished, and that's Waynesboro. There was I believe that was a 1-1 tie when they played. So I don't know if it'll shake out that way, but right now that's where they stand.
So a possibility of Chambersburg and Waynesboro in the first round.
That's possibly.
And today's game has been a production of MidPennBroadcasting.com. Thank Ed Gottwalls, along with John Freeman, who brought you the play-by-play today. Ruth Ann Felix operating the live stream for Mid-Penn Broadcasting. And again, the final score today from Trojan Stadium in Chambersburg, a 0-0 draw. Chambersburg 0, Greencastle 0. I'm Gary Klein. Have a good afternoon, everyone.